welcome everybody to Pandemic Legacy. This is February out of a year-long campaign.
Wait, this is a year?
Theoretically.
Dude, D-Paint's gotta pick up the pace, man. We got stuff to do. Nah.
So where last we left off, we had a handful of outbreaks that are now turned some cities rioting. We found out that D-Pain is an uncurable disease. It tracks.
Yep.
So we can no longer cure D-Pain. We did manage to eradicate myself. We eradicated Knight. And in doing so, we found some positive, what are they called? Positive mutations. So that I am now easier to cure. It's so weird, but, you know, I like it. I dig it.
Hey, Knight, quit eradicating yourself. Quit eradicating yourself.
We lost our first game for January, but we did win our second game. And as a bonus for winning our second game, which apparently this card is locked. I think I did that intentionally so I didn't accidentally throw it somewhere. As a bonus for winning one of our games in January, for any game played in February, that would be today, after setup and before the first turn begins, remove one disease cube from the board and return it to the supply.
Ooh.
So we have the option to remove a cube from anywhere on the board and drop it back in the supply.
So
Nice.
we can either try to make D-Pain less of a pain, or we can make one of the two not easy to cure diseases, but still curable, easier to get rid of.
Did you say?
I mean, I think a lot of the choice there is going to depend on which cities end up with the 3 cubes.
Absolutely.
That will be the big driver.
That only for this month?
Before we choose... yeah, so that win bonus is only for this month. Before we choose our 4 event cards, we need to read the setup card for February. February mission debriefing. We have to get ahead of this new D-Pain virus, as it is unlike any we've seen in nature. We've managed to get authorization to start quarantining hotspots, treat the viruses we know about, and keep D-Pain under control until more work can be done on it. D-Pain, oh boy, D-Pain has been mutated again, and now it can no longer be treated using any known techniques.
Oh no!
Continue on with your existing objective.
Wait. Damn, man.
That.
So
work fast.
Yeah.
So if you were replacing that word with Depain, how do you know it's red?
Because the
Coda virus.
disease that the uncurable is Coda.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it's Coda.
Got it.
So that one's for you. This one's for you.
Yeah, I grabbed
This
mine
one's
off
for
the stack
me.
after you grabbed the brown one.
Also, hi, excellent. Hi, anime.
We have a quarantine specialist.
Get them out of here.
Ooh, a new character.
Once per turn, you may use the quarantine action to place a quarantine marker anywhere on the board. Quarantine markers are never removed from the city you are in.
Ooh.
I don't know
So
yet.
well, this thing says open and resolve one at a time. These 5 things. That'll probably tell
Oh yeah,
us.
yeah, we still have that. All right, so there's that. So 9.
So since we can't, it says right. Oh right.
We get to open the advent calendar?
Yay! Everybody gets a present.
My present is...
All right, so D-Pain cannot be treated, cannot be cured.
Great.
Oh, I
Can we
upgraded.
replace this with it? Yeah,
Yep,
probably.
I think that just goes right over the top.
Oh.
All right. Well, there you go.
What did it replace?
It replaced
The
take 2
original-
actions to treat.
Oh.
That's right.
Yep,
You guys
that makes
can't get
sense.
rid of me. No matter how
You
hard.
now have confidential clearance. Open package 1.
Open package 1.
Is this all?
Oh, there's the
quarantine
quarantine.
markers?
Quarantine markers.
This is not a marker. That's a circle.
What was that?
All right.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that was
I'm
what
gonna
was
stick
in
that
packet
there.
9.
All right, now you
That
gotta
was
do
that was in box
G.
1. So says
Next
open
is
package
G.
1.
Open package. Oh, okay.
So we got quarantine markers from that one.
Yep.
You said G?
Yeah, G's on the rightmost
Yeah,
one.
there it is.
And then A, which is in the middle
Put
one.
this over here. Let's see. There's the rule for it.
And quarantine. Spend an action to place a quarantine marker in your current city. Only one quarantine marker may be placed in a city at a time. When a player is instructed to add an amount of disease markers to the city of any color, remove the quarantine marker instead of adding disease markers. If you're out of quarantine markers and do the quarantine action, remove a quarantine marker that's already in play and add it to the city.
There you go. I pulled out all the things you needed to open.
Okay, how many
so I don't know
quarantine
where in
markers?
the
We only have
rules-
12 markers.
Yeah, so I
it
think
says
there's 12 at a
when you
time.
look at it, it says rules G. Just
Oh.
highlight it with your
yeah,
mouse.
so somebody can stick that down on rules G. A was next, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Relationships. When creating a character, give them a relationship with an already created character. Both characters get the same relationship. Both get friend stickers. So you get a type of relationship. Fill in the name of the other character in the relationship. Each character can have 2 relationships.
So,
What does it do?
interesting. Hang on. Let me look at the rules again. First section of learning to play the game. To create a character,
Okay.
select a character card. Each one has different abilities, and give your character a name. So, whenever we picked a character for the first time, we were supposed to give them a name, and that was supposed to be creating them. So, I guess when we drew we probably couldn't give it relationships in between the ones we already have, but the quarantine specialist that was just made would be new and would be able to have a
Right.
relationship.
Yeah, have a relationship with one of them.
Which also means since we used the generalist and the dispatcher,
Yep.
because we could have given one of them a relationship now. Although I think we made the right choice moving off of the generalist.
Right.
Okay.
Package 1.
So where does the relationship go? What does it do?
There are 2 relationship slots on the top right of the thing. So relationships are probably in the other packet, I would imagine, or in one of these 2 packets.
One of these. 5 and 4.
Oh yeah, there's
Yank
friends
shit
and
out of 'em.
rivals. And extra relationship stickers.
That's just an empty bag.
Oh, I guess the bag is for these stickers when we're done.
Oh,
with
so you put the ones you don't use in the bag for later. Okay.
Hence, if you start a turn in the same city as a friend, you may look at but not rearrange the top 2 cards of the player deck.
So you could see if an epidemic's coming. When a rival plays or discards a card, you may immediately discard any 2 cards to pick it up.
Oh.
That's good.
So I guess then.
Well, let's look at packet 6 before
Does
we
that
decide
count
on that.
for these event cards?
Probably.
Because that seems really good if it
Yeah,
counts
it
for the
does.
event cards.
Except for.
Oh, we got more things.
Also, I just
Family
assumed
members
like
and coworkers.
I just assumed like all our characters' names were like we were our characters.
Well, so
Great.
technically, we don't have to play the same character each game.
And also
Right.
characters can die.
I just assumed we just magically exchanged our consciousness to the next.
You guys didn't name your characters? My character's name is Scientist.
Oh, well, mine is named
Oh.
Abadul Shman.
Okay.
I don't. How do you spell?
Should
Oh.
have seen that one coming.
Mm.
Coworker. You may share
I
knowledge
mean-
with a coworker as long as one of you is in the city of the card that is being passed. The researcher can pass any card. So
If you're
coworkers
co-workers
sounds like
with the
it's huge.
the researcher can pass any card.
Can't the researcher pass any
But
card
you have to
already?
be in the.
But you
No,
have to
as
be in
long
the
as
same
one of
location.
you is in the city. So does that mean that the researcher can?
Oh my god, family members.
Let me look.
I'm trying to.
Ooh, family members. That's big.
This.
Family members would be great for the dispatcher because if my family member is in the same city as me, then I can move someone else an extra space.
Yeah. I'm trying to. With the coworker, it suggests that you don't have to be in the same city to pass knowledge, to do the share knowledge. Like you can share knowledge without being located together, is what it suggests.
Yeah. So it suggests that like instead of both of us having to be in Chicago to hand over Chicago, only one of us does.
Okay.
But then the researcher can hand anything. So does that mean the researcher can just hand something to someone anywhere?
It sounds like me and
Well,
EOG
the
should have
researcher.
that. EG,
Yeah.
Oh,
EOG,
yeah.
you're the
Like-
scientist, so me and you should be coworkers. Just like, hey, I found this, take it.
Yeah.
That is insanely powerful, except we both already exist.
So
And even
this is
though
our
we have
game.
been
We can
working
make up our
together-
rules.
Even though
Right.
we've been working together for a month, we're not coworkers.
Hold up. What's never mind. I was about to make a joke, but that was a little bit too dark to be live.
Uh-oh.
How's it going, Ecor?
Oh no, my character died and came back. Oh hey, I'm your coworker who's also a researcher. How did the old researcher die? Case of the pains.
Yeah, the family members one is strong. The coworker one seems really strong with the researcher specifically.
Why are they gonna give this to us now and not let us use it?
Well, so we have the quarantine specialist that gets a relationship.
Quarantine
The-
specialist. Once per turn, you may use the quarantine action. Place a quarantine marker anywhere on the board. And
So
never.
we already have the action. We can take a turn to place a quarantine in the city we're currently in.
and the
So
other
for her,
one
it's
is
anywhere on the board.
if she puts a quarantine marker down and is standing there, then you don't remove it whenever the quarantine blocks disease. It stays there. But I don't think that's the important part of her card.
All right.
That's kind of feels like the second part of the medic ability.
Yeah.
Or the basically blocking the huge
Yeah,
being
yeah,
placed
yeah.
while I'm there. Let's see.
It's pretty important. It can be.
It does mean though that it's only once per turn, but that means that if she was like in an area that was really bad, she could quarantine the spot she's on, move to another spot, quarantine that spot, and then use her fourth action to quarantine anywhere else, you know?
So the thing, Civil, is that she can quarantine that spot that has 3 panes on the tile, but she doesn't have to stand in it for it to block the outbreak there.
Right.
On the other hand, if there's
she
going
did.
to be an outbreak and it's going to chain, then she could stand there to block multiple hits from the chain. So,
Right, but if
yeah, I
there's
could
going to
see
be
that.
an outbreak, you just quarantine where the outbreak's going to be. The quarantine sounds really useful.
It does sound really useful. Sounds like a great skill. The problem is we have 4 very useful characters right now.
Yeah.
Not for
Um,
long.
I
Well,
really
the
think
the other
quarantine-
problem is if we're gonna lose, like, so we've got Knight, which is easier to cure, and we've got EOG and Salty that have to be cured to win the game. But then we've got D-Pain that can't be cured or treated. The only thing we can do to keep red from overflowing is quarantines.
we need the quarantine. By the way, I just want to remind everybody. Knight said we made it easier to cure him. Here's what we found for winning. We got to choose things, and we chose both of these. You no longer need to be in a research station to discover a cure for Knight, and you no longer need to spend an action to discover a cure for Knight. If anybody has, is it 5 cards? Yeah, five yellow cards. Knight is immediately cured. Actually, I think it's probably still going to be on their turn, but you know what I mean.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
We found last time we were looking and we were trying to debate whether the second thing was good or not. I said if you don't have to spend an action, you can do it any time, right? And we looked up the rules online, and they said if you get efficient to sequence, you can do it anytime, even if it's not your turn.
Yes, Civil's backing you up, says he remembers the same. So cool, very very cool. Which means researcher's going to be super good. I honestly like. looking at all of us and seeing how fucking fast things spiral out of control, I wonder if the quarantine specialist is better than the scientist here. It's so good to cure the diseases and move towards victory, but also it's gonna blow up in our face if we don't get quarantines down, and the quarantine specialist needs to be out here. You know?
Yeah. And I feel like the medic and the dispatcher are super useful.
And if we're gonna put a new person in, then the researcher getting coworker relationship with that person is pretty good.
That
I don't know.
Said, where was the
rival one is very too.
So if we continue to put down positive mutations every time we have the option to,
Yeah.
the third thing we'd be able to put down for Knight is you can discover a cure for this disease with one fewer card.
That
And
is
so
nice.
like, but there are only 2 of that. So if we were to get 1 and 2 on Knight, EOG, and Salty, and 3 on 2 of them, then it'd already be 4 cards for 2 of the diseases and 5 for 1. So having
Yeah.
scientists would make it 3 and 4, which would be great, but also, like, trading the scientists out wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah. I also I'm like eyeballing the rival relationship. It's probably not the most useful one, but man, if we get it alongside you doing something like government grant. Somebody does government grant, your rival picks it up. It has to be between those 2 characters though, so you know, it is still rolling the dice.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the biggest roll of the dice. Friends is a little bit, but if you're friends and just kind of stay together on that one.
All right, so I think it's probably good for me to swap the scientist out for now.
All right.
It's one really.
And then what relationship do you want to put on it?
Well, stop turning.
Around eating a bunch of cakes and
I feel like coworker with researcher is good, but also the researcher can only get 2 relationships.
Yeah.
it's okay. Let's be real.
I don't really think.
Who wants to be a friend with me?
I don't really think that necessarily any of these are particularly good for me. I think friends would be good, but that would incentivize someone to just stand in the tile I'm in, because I'm probably not going to be moving very much when I'm moving other people, and we don't necessarily need that, you know?
Yeah, there is like the option of like the quarantine specialist trying to stay near the dispatcher to you can still quarantine around the world, but
Right.
it seems a little cheeky.
Yeah.
I think this game wants us to. Do you remember how fast everything went? We need to play against the rules. We need to find every rule to cheat against, and then look up later and say, "Oopsie." Did I?
Did we
do
only do
that?
the coworker once?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, I
only-
think each relationship once.
Oof.
1 pair of them.
I wonder if we get more relationship options in the future.
So if you do the co-workers between these 2, then we won't be able to do it with anyone else. It'll always be the researcher and the quarantine specialist. Also, I noticed something I don't know if I'm supposed to notice yet. All of the character cards that we had have these little medical stamps on them, except the new character has like a dog tag stamp.
Dang military, let's get them.
Interesting. Yeah, I think the coworker status always should have been scientist and researcher, except you can't. So
Hey, Salty,
I guess
you know
that's
who
what we
doesn't?
do.
Salty, you know who doesn't have that symbol? Civilian. It has your symbol. What are you talking about, Civvy?
Oh, hang on.
Ah!
As you do symbol.
Quick, get him!
How dare.
I was gonna put pain on top, but I couldn't figure out how to quickly do that, so I just shuffled it.
All right, I think I probably ought to do coworker with pain, and then quarantine specialist. I'll still kind of play it like a researcher, just spending an action a turn to quarantine.
Okay, I just
Or
made
more.
a stamp. Whoops. I just made a stamp for the coworker sticker
Cool.
to put on the cards.
How are you making stain? Oh, right.
I don't know how to do that.
It's a little
It's something.
Uh,
He's the leader, so
the-
he
the
has to
D-
do it.
The decal button.
South America.
Uh,
You are now a co-worker with North America.
Oh wow, fancy.
I don't know how to get rid of them.
It's the next bottom most button.
Click it again.
I'll let Knight do it.
The
Coworker.
decal.
And then put it on one of your relationship spots.
How do I turn this thing? How do I turn the
Bug.
decal?
Now you're supposed to, I think. Well, I mean, we're not going to because it would
How
be
do
too
I
much
turn it
pain in
off?
the ass. Click the top left button on your tools again. But it
Okay.
says coworkers with. And it'll
Yeah,
tell me.
so I don't have a good way of putting text on the cards because the text tool will
It'll
just
just
go
float.
through the table behind.
Got
So,
it. So we don't need to
In
do
the
that.
so in the notebook at the top, on the top bar, I just added a page for relationships and put it in there, so we can keep track of them. And I mean, it's the only pair of cards that have the same sticker. So.
Right.
Add new.
Oh
I
boy.
wonder when they're gonna get Pandemic 3, where we're trying to solve the pandemics, and then there's like natural disasters, like a volcano appeared in Atlanta. Your
Don't give 'em ideas.
Your research center now is poopy.
Pandemic 5. You've all been
Global warming.
kidnapped by aliens and taken to their planet to try to resolve their alien pandemic.
Can you solve it before you get probed?
That's one of the diseases.
The
Your
probing.
infection rate is like probe rate.
I didn't sign up for
so-
this.
We have funding of 4, so we can select 4 of the event cards to add to our deck.
Let's just put them all.
How do we know we've got 4? Oh, I see. You
Because
put
we
the numbers
won.
down here.
Didn't we win last? Oh, there's numbers.
Yeah.
So how many? We
So-
started with 4.
We started with 4. We lost
Oh,
the
yeah.
first game, so we went up
We
to
got
6.
2.
Then we lost.
Okay.
Then we won, and it went back down because
Okay. Cool.
because you get punished for winning.
Right.
Like doing taxes.
We're winning so much, we're getting tired of winning.
Oh no.
All right, so that means we get to choose 4 of these?
I can't wait for the rule to come
Yeah.
in where you can't. There's like you can't choose the funded event twice in a row.
That would be rough if you had higher funding.
Okay. Remote treatment. Does that work on pain?
I can't be
So it
treated.
can't be treated
Remove-
anymore.
It straight up just says remove 2 disease cubes
I
from
get-
the board. It
yeah.
doesn't say treat.
True.
But it is called remote treatment.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
when we
wasn't
send
sure.
the quarantine and just do the old-fashioned quarantine with a 45.
Yeah, you can treat D-pain. You just have to use a bullet.
Ring of Fire.
Oh,
I mean, it does. It doesn't say treat in the text of the card.
Let
so
me look
it
at the
says-
rules.
Which means we can
no.
also do that at the beginning of the game with our win bonus.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause
the win
that's
bonus
just
didn't
remove
say
one
treat
disease.
as well. It just said remove.
Yep,
remove,
just
yeah.
says remove.
So I think that is yes, we can use that for
I-
pain.
Okay, so I really like the resilient population card.
Hey, Landris.
This is a nice one. It's a
Okay.
nice one.
Airlift. I do like airlift for getting around. It's not as necessary with dispatcher, but it can help to get people moved into the right places.
Especially if I get that upgrade that lets me use cards repeatedly as flights, because then I can just make everybody fly wherever.
Iruga says, next game is Scamdemic. You have to prove to the world that the pandemic is a hoax and an inside operation by the opposing political party and a deliberate attack by demonized country.
No.
Yeah. Then whenever you draw the cards that are like what are they called? The epidemic cards or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you draw that, it's not an epidemic card. It's a card where shit got better and that fucks with you and you have to try to fight it. No, the vaccines didn't cause autism, and you're like, shit.
Fire that scientist. I also counted there. Wait, hold on. Is there? Okay, there's 12 cities. Are there 12 cities in each section, each color?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can just look at the infection card pile. It's 48. So.
Oh, I ain't good at math.
All right. I tend to like government grant as well.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty strong. I think this
I think
is
borrowed
probably
time
the
is very
least-
good too.
Especially if Knight can get it.
Yeah. Me
'Cause
or
that
Knight,
just-
either way.
That's true, yeah.
I'm okay with whatever we
So
choose.
we say those two, and then just picking between. I think probably between One Quiet Night and Remote Treatment are probably the other two that would be. One Quiet Night is probably the stronger.
So why is One Quiet Night better than Forecast?
I guess you do get to rearrange.
And it's 6 cards, which means like even if we get an infection, with there are only 3 cards in the discard, we can just pull that and be like, no, bury those 3. We'll get to them later. Like, you know.
Oh, right. Because we can put them under the next ones, even though the next ones aren't part
Yeah.
of what just happened.
I mean, I'm not saying One Quiet Night isn't good. I'm just saying it looks like Forecast could be
think-
better.
My problem with One Quiet Night is weird. It's that I think it's effective every night because it pushes everything back one, and so every time I get it, I don't know when to use it.
Yeah. So that is the good thing about One Quiet Night is we just push. Well, but the downside to One Quiet Night is if you push back the infection deck by 1 turn, but not the player deck, which means your next epidemic card's gonna have 2 less infections to shuffle back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so those
Iruga,
four-
you lose characters in that one because they eventually are like, oh, yeah, no, every test we did said that this was this was legit and not a conspiracy. And then they get a scar, and the scar is like learned something.
All right. So do we always start on Atlanta, or do we get to start
We
at
can
any research
choose-
station?
We can choose
Either-
to start the entire group at any research station. So
Oh,
everybody
but
has
everybody
to
has
start
to
together,
start together. Okay.
but it can be at any research station.
And we kept Cairo.
Yes. Split into
Yourself
5.
together.
When do we have to pick? Can we see where the diseases go first?
I think that's what we did last time.
I have another question.
Oh.
What are these white lines on the board?
Which ones?
So like
Uh.
South America is split off by itself, North America's by itself, but then you got like, I guess it's like there's just one line cutting right through here, and they don't split where the diseases are. They just split.
I hope that like 3 months from now it's like section alpha has been destroyed.
Oh God!
Put the crater icon.
Hang on, I got this. Just
Do you have this?
High tech. That is a high-tech crater right there.
yep. It's just this is just gone.
All right. Deal.
Deal.
Oh, you
Those
took
are
away your
starting
X.
cards.
I also realized that the color that it started my pen off would have been like, that wouldn't be good. I'm just going to make a sad face. Oh.
Guys, I got borrowed
Uh,
time.
So in this setup, the select character's starting location does come after the infection.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, cool.
We
All right, so
We got everything all good and shuffled.
reshuffle this more.
Oh, where does this?
The
where
player
does,
deck does no longer
Yeah,
get shuffled.
remember
because
not to
it-
shuffle the
I'll be
player
sad.
deck.
All right.
Oh, right.
Does this?
Um,
Do we know where this go?
At the end of your
that's just
first
a
game, it
reminder.
said February, so there is no reminder for this one.
No.
All right.
Oh,
3
look,
for
it's
Ho
Ho
Chi
Chi
Minh.
Minh, the one
Yeah,
that's got the
coming
2 on
in
it already.
strong, baby.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be funny if these are all red.
They are.
No,
It's
like
gonna be a quick game if they are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a busy game for the quarantine specialist. Dispatcher, get me there.
Jakarta.
God.
3
Right
oh
next
God,
to
and
Ho
that's
Chi Minh.
that's a chain. That is a chainable one.
Oh no.
Washington gets 3.
nope, not red. As much as fun as it would be.
Washington is also unstable.
Well, we knew that.
But we knew that.
I'm just saying, how's it landing? Well, I guess we do.
Hey,
have
how
a
many?
fair amount
Oh,
of-
right. Then we have 2.
I
2
in
for Bangkok.
which is right
Oh
next to
my
Ho Chi
God.
Minh,
just want to say I didn't shuffle the cards this time.
Mexico City.
2 for Mexico City.
I've been there.
Brutal.
And 2 for Kolkata.
It's not a real.
Kolkata, which is right next to Bangkok.
Yeah, but the color
1
doesn't
for
matter.
St. Petersburg.
It has to be the same color to epidemic or outbreak.
1 for Lagos.
Istanbul.
And finally, 1
I have
for
the Istanbul. Where
Okay, cool.
where is it? In the middle.
Yep.
All right.
That red area is really bad.
So
Yes,
remember,
it sure is.
before we start the game,
We get to
After
take 2
setup-
away.
we can take 1 away from the win
Oh.
bonus. And if we draw that card, we can take 2 away. Did we put that one in? I don't remember if we did.
I
Hang
think
on.
we did.
If we draw what card we could draw, take 2 away?
The one that
Oh,
lets you take 2 off the
right.
board.
No, we didn't. That's in
Um,
our. We didn't put that one into the deck.
Oh no. I would say probably take 1 off of Ho Chi Minh because it's already at rioting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to quarantine both anyway. We might as well try to protect the one that's worse off.
1
And if we
away.
start in Atlanta, then we're right next to Washington, so the medic can already just jump in on that.
That's true. And as the quarantine specialist, I'm gonna be quarantining over there from wherever I am anyway.
Yep.
The researcher down. The
Card fly.
researcher down.
No, my coworker.
I caught myself.
So card-wise, we currently have 3 yellows
Yeah.
out of the 5 we need.
You want to just shove them in my direction? I guess that will be the main kind of.
So
I guess-
we got. Oh, I get what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, since you guys.
But we
Okay.
have to be on the location to give it to you.
Yeah,
You lost cards that way.
right. And he can give me cards from anywhere.
I can only give. Yeah.
Any card anywhere. So
Wait.
you give you that black one like right away.
Yep.
But you can also give Kane cards anytime you're in the city with it.
In the right city, yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I wish I could
Okay,
get my
so-
ability to 2.0 where I just beat you guys up for your.
Yeah.
That'd
I mean,
be awesome.
I'm like
he's the
Baseball
researcher.
bat.
the
It's
Batman.
really funny to me that the researchers like always handing shit out and never taking. So it's like, hey, I found this thing out, and the researcher's like, I don't give a shit about that. Here, take this thing that
Here.
I learned.
Get out of my way,
that's nice.
peasant.
I found this thing out.
Oh, does it make you feel special?
Does it make you feel special?
Get out of here, community college boy.
2, 3.
I went to state.
So we have in our starting off 3 out in the discard 3 red cities, 2 black cities,
Yep.
2 blue cities, and 1 yellow.
Yeah.
2
Okay.
yellows.
Who?
So-
who was
yellows.
that?
Yep.
Who's going first?
I'm
Knight.
it landed on
EOG.
blue.
Oh, EOG. Yeah.
So I
color
get
is
4
nice.
actions. 1 action immediately
I'm
is
white.
going to be quarantining Jakarta.
We love you.
Yep. There are only 12
There.
quarantine markers.
I know.
I don't like
I
that.
don't like that.
So
Um,
the way I read the quarantine, though, is once when a cube is attempted to be placed there, it removes it instead of adding the disease markers, which makes it available again.
Right.
Well, also, if you're trying
But that
to
means
put
you
one,
can't just quarantine the whole map.
right? It
Correct.
says if you try to
Yeah.
put one down and you don't have any, remove one from somewhere to use one. So
Oh.
you're not going to get
So you
locked
can
out,
remove it.
but you
Okay,
still
that's good.
can only have 12 down.
All right, so that's still a lot better than I was thinking.
I think I should make my way towards red and see if I can get a research station down over there. So if Pain hands me enough stuff to cure a disease, I can do that at a research station, and also I can be bouncing around red putting down quarantine. That's what I think. What do you guys think?
Let's see.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense.
Who would want to collect yellow then? Do we,
I can collect yellow and work my way through
Where's
yellow
Lima?
territory.
Lima's here.
Lima's here. Man, you know, if I had that upgrade that made it so I could use a card as a flight by just revealing it, then on my turn I could be like, I fly to Lima, Knight flies to Lima, I give Knight Lima.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I don't remember what upgrade that was.
It was in the character upgrades thing.
I guess we
Like
can.
how you
Oh,
got
right, we didn't take.
The
Alright,
local
we
I'm gonna
didn't
connection.
go.
Does anyone mind if I
to-
put these relationship stickers back in this bag?
Yeah, that can go back in the
Yeah,
bag.
go for it. Did you get rid of the
except
one that
for-
we already used? The coworker?
Yeah, we need to pull the coworker ones out.
Nope. I don't. Have... you guys said that as I was like shaking everything.
good.
That's fine. We can pull. We can just pull them out of the bag.
There are no
So-
more coworkers in this
Coworker.
So
reality.
I gotta
I
pull them
moved
out.
to
Wait,
Chicago, San
wait.
Francisco, and then over to Manila, and I put a quarantine in Jakarta. That's my turn.
My turn now.
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh no! After your,
Oh.
you need to
We'll
draw
go
the two
to-
cards.
Nah, we'll skip that.
Okay, yeah. So here we go.
Hang on.
What?
Does that go there? Oh, it does. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Never mind.
There are two ways to go from there. Yeah.
I just saw like this line coming from Los Angeles looked like it lined up with this one more, but then there are only 3 lines here and 3 lines here, so like okay, whatever. Miami.
And Istanbul.
Okay.
All right, I got a yellow and 2 black.
Well,
Infection time.
Also,
One
Los
for LA.
Angeles.
remember that if Salty uses one of his things,
Shanghai.
he can move any pawn to another pawn. So he could move, if we needed to, he could move Pain to me, and then since we're coworkers, I could give Pain anything I have.
That's true.
Because I can't give anything to Pain from, across the world like he can.
Instant transmission.
Right.
The
All right.
zoomed in view is weird in tabletop sim.
What do you mean?
It
So
throws
you
everything to
can
the
rotate
side.
Well, you can rotate your zoomed in view, but that rotates everything that you're zoomed in. Anytime you zoom in on anything, it
Yep.
rotates it.
Rotate
Well, because
myself.
I
Same
think
way.
typically, if someone uploads a deck and the whole deck's uploaded or rotated to the right on accident, then rotating once will fix all of it. It's just that whoever made this had everything rotated different directions, so
Well, I think it's the difference is the portrait cards versus the landscape cards.
right.
Like the character cards are portrait or landscape rather, and all the other cards are.
I thought there was a way when you're uploading cards to Tabletop Sim to tell it this
I
is
don't
the right
know.
upside, but I don't remember now. It's been a long time since I've uploaded shit to Tabletop Sim.
I never uploaded anything. I just show up and say, okay, here
When
are the
I-
games.
When I first got Tabletop Sim, I uploaded like 4 Magic the Gathering decks to it, just in case anybody wanted to play Magic.
Nice.
Well, it's my.
Um,
Is your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my turn's up.
All right. So bring. Here you go, knight. Have a yellow. I don't know where you are in here.
There's 2 yellow.
So
we have, yeah, okay.
And remember, 4 yellow anywhere.
5.
Wait, is it? It's 5 still. Okay.
So
But 5 wins, doesn't even have to be your turn.
Yep.
With yellow.
and then does coworkers mean we have to be on the same spot, or just
You
I
don't.
don't think so.
You can give me research from anywhere. I have to be on the same spot to give you research.
Well,
Well,
you have to be
no,
on the city's
you have to
name,
be on the
city
city.
spot, but not on the same spot as him.
Well, one of
No.
you has to be in the city.
No,
Well,
yeah.
for EOG to
Oh.
give you cards.
Oh, I can
One of
do.
you has to be
I
in the
can
city
pass
with that
any
card.
card. I can do it on
Oh,
anything.
right. So if
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
D-Pain stepped on Istanbul, EOG could just give him Istanbul.
It would.
Right. Okay, got it. That's
Okay.
cool.
Oh wait, then I know what I can do. Okay, so I'm gonna give you Moscow. EOG. I'm like,
And
hey.
then go to Miami.
Exactly. Here. I sent an
Yes.
email. If you.
Ooh.
And then, guys, I had enough of this. I'm going on vacation. Disney World.
Right.
Okay.
And on EOG's turn, he can give you Miami.
Yes, that's
1, 2,
awesome.
3.
That is really cool.
That's. I don't know. I don't really want to do anything else. That's 3 turns.
You know what? He should drop a quarantine. We can replace it if we run out of them.
Yeah, quarantine Miami. Why the hell
Yeah,
not?
they deserve it. Okay, where's
Do it. Listen, I've been to Miami. Quarantine that shit.
Yeah, you know
They don't
you
have
did.
any diseases. I don't believe you.
Yeah, we know. We know what you did.
We know what you did, Miami.
Honestly, hang on. Oh, right. Yeah, no. Okay, cool.
Max, quarantine all of Florida while you're down there.
Technically, I did.
Well, he said he was going down to visit Disneyland. So
Yeah.
Disney World.
he just quarantined it so that they can't go anywhere and he can just keep partying.
Yeah, it's just I quarantined it so I can go to Disney World,
Yes. No lines.
which would be my preferred way of going to Disney. Okay, I pull from this, right? I get 2 now.
Yep, you draw 2.
1. Hello.
And
And
I get 1 more.
no.
Oh wait,
that's my player
effect.
cards.
My bad.
And whoop,
Whoop, whoop, wrong one.
wrong one. Hey!
No! You were right the first time.
All right, hang on. So,
Okay. Sorry, you go first.
before you do that,
Yeah.
that means we have 5 yellow cards between us now.
Yeah.
And once you hand Miami to Payne, he can give 2 yellows to
Yellow will be.
Knight. So if I can give Lima to Knight before that happens, then yellow's cured.
So I want to point something out. Forecast doesn't. It says anytime not an action. So if you want, right after this epidemic hits, Knight, you could play forecast before we draw.
And we can put all the yellow
Yeah,
cards
that's
first.
Wait.
probably a good plan.
I don't know what we would want to put first,
Would you-
actually, but
Would you want to do it after the discard pile gets put on top, but before?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So when we
Is this
So,
the
you know,
is this the
this-
new
wait,
card
wait, yeah, what's that from? Where did that come from?
from the bottom, right?
This is the one that's
Hang on.
gets the epidemic.
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh.
Oh, sale. It
Hey,
gets
Pop.
what? 3?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it's
move the
3.
infection marker forward 1 space. Draw the bottom card, gets 3 on
Okay.
it.
Up here.
So my question is, when you look at your actions card, share knowledge says either give a card or take a card. So when he stepped on Miami, could he have just taken Miami from you and not waited for your turn? I think so.
If we're gonna do that, we should make that call now.
Hang on. Okay, so let's think about this. So, what are we looking at? Where's the share? Share knowledge.
Share knowledge.
Either give a card that matches the city or take that card from the player. And then coworker says, you may share knowledge with a coworker as long as one of you is in the city that is being passed. The researcher can pass any card.
And I may give one of my city cards when I share knowledge. I do
So
not
here's a
need to
question.
match. Player who shares knowledge with you on their turn can take any one of my cards.
But so if you take all the pieces separately, it sounds like the researcher can give anything, and the coworker thing just it makes it ranged. But is it? It says the card being passed is Miami, and it says the researcher can pass any card. I don't know. What do you
It
guys
sounds
think?
to me.
So
It
I
sounds to me
think-
like even if he wasn't the researcher, one person being in the city that's being passed means that the city can be passed. He could just take it on his turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep getting confused by that part. You're right. You can
Alright.
share knowledge as long as one of you's in. Yeah, so he should be able to take Miami from me
Well, I
if you
had
want to
one-
do that instead of
I had-
quarantining.
Because he had one action left.
Yeah, like I would have done that.
And if he didn't quarantine, he could have taken it and handed it to.
I
No,
would
that would
prefer-
have been my fourth action.
Yeah, I would prefer if you did it
Oh.
that way too, so I have more quarantining turns over here in red.
Yeah. So
So yeah, we can.
no, yeah, because we definitely would have done that. I would.
You handed
Yeah.
one card to Knight, you moved one space, and then you quarantined. That was only 3 actions.
No,
He
I know.
handed
I
Miami
gave.
to-
I
or he
gave,
handed
it's-
me.
I gave
Oh,
someone
yeah.
my black card.
Yep. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, good catch though, Salty. That's really good.
All right, sorry about that.
No, it's all
No,
good.
no,
Just wanted
that's
to make
we need
sure
to remember. I need to remember that. I've got long range telepathy with pain now.
Who the heck is talking in my head?
It's me. It's me again. It's always me.
Ah, who's me?
Hi there. Hello. I'm your coworker.
Oh no,
On top.
I'm not going to the town meeting.
All right. So, do we want to play forecast before we?
Well, if we don't play forecast, we could end up with a pandemic in Sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should forecast.
Ooh.
Two,
So we get 6 and we rearrange.
3,
Now,
4,
I'm just gonna
5,
toss out there
6.
that if we put
Well, none of them are
Jakarta,
Sale.
if we put Jakarta on top, it won't get anything. We could do that and just I can quarantine it again on my turn.
Now, on your turn, what you could.
I'm gonna quarantine Soul with my ranged quarantine.
And then if you take a step and quarantine this, then you could take a step here, but you couldn't quarantine it.
Unless
That'd be
you
your
move
fourth.
me.
Oh, yeah, and I will.
You move me one step, I should have enough reach. Salty, you have the power to move me.
And it sounds
So,
like the.
What do we think?
So Jakarta would just be a nothing drop right
Yeah,
now, so we
I
could
would
put that
put
on top.
Jakarta right on top. And
Maybe
And
LS.
We're gonna be curing. We're gonna be okay. So we're gonna be curing yellow soon. So it feels like putting yellows in there is good, but at the same time, we want to clear it. So putting yellows in there is not good. I don't know.
They're gonna come up before we can. Well,
we have to
I mean, they're gonna
eradicate
come up with-
yellow.
yeah, they're gonna come up before we can eradicate anyway.
So
Here's
on my
here's a
turn,
thought too.
Knight, on my turn, if I move 1, 2, 3 to get to Lima, and then move EOG 1, so he'll be good. Then on your turn, you can come down to Lima and take Lima from me, and then whenever Knight hands you those other 2 yellows, then yellow's cured.
That's true.
But my
I want to
thought-
remind you
my
guys
thought
that.
is to
Yeah,
treat.
Washington.
My thought is to treat Washington, move to Miami. I could take those cards then, but then it's longer to get to you.
Yeah.
So 1,
Um,
2, 3, 4.
So Salty, postpone it by
Wait,
exactly
wait.
one turn, because
Oh.
on your next turn, you can just pull Knight to you and hand him Lima as 2 actions.
That's true. Yeah, so you can
Um,
do whatever you want on your turn, and then on my turn, I would just pull you to Lima, hand you Lima, and then yellow would be cured.
I want to remind you guys that we want to eradicate something so that we have more of these positive mutations, because we only
And I
get to
would
do it for
like
Knight.
it to be something that's not yellow. I mean, we're fine with eradicating yellow too. Getting the third thing on it would be great, but I'd like to get the 1-2 punch on either of the other 2. You know.
1-2 punches are
Yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. We want something to be eradicated for our mutation choices.
And it sounds like we
afterward.
should try to get black. Sorry,
We've already got
salty.
3 of 'em.
Yeah, try to get salty cured because we have 3 on the board.
That's true, and there's
I mean-
not a lot.
Yeah, there's only
Out
the one
there, yeah.
card. Yeah, if we put
I still think
Jakarta
getting
first.
rid of yellow is a
Yeah,
good idea.
Yeah, if we can cure one, we got to cure one. That's like,
yeah. Like
But yeah,
one less
Okay.
thing we have to worry about is huge.
So that's what you're thinking.
Top to bottom is what I'm thinking.
So Jakarta good and Los Angeles would happen this turn,
Yes,
and then
Yep.
on
Well, so
whose turn was it?
the
mine.
Okay,
so it's your
so
turn next.
So-
my turn would be these 2, and then
so the
oh no, this
epidemic. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: all the way through St. Petersburg happens at the end of D-Pain's turn because the intensify happens, then the infection happens, I believe.
What is
I don't think
intensify?
I don't think the intensify step 3 on the epidemic card, I don't think that replaces the infection.
Well, it doesn't say to pull 2 of them.
So we
though.
would do these 2 now at the end of Knight's turn, and then it would be my turn, and then we would do these 2,
Right.
and then it would be Knight's turn, and then we would do these 2.
Nowhere on the epidemic card does it say to draw 2 off the top, right?
No, it doesn't.
What? The intensify says shuffle the cards. Oh, never mind. Just put it on top. Never mind.
Yeah, we're just resetting with
For
that.
some
we're
reason,
doing
I was thinking
2,
that was.
And then after my turn, these 2, and then after Knight's turn, these 2, and then we
Yeah.
won't know what's happening after.
This is what's going to happen all the way up
Yeah.
until my turn,
Yeah.
which means Ho Chi Minh is going to get 1 more right before I quarantine it, but that should be okay. We've got it planned.
Yeah, because we already. Yeah. Because we
That
don't need
seems
to
good.
shuffle these.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
That seems good.
Hey.
Okay,
Okay.
I
I
wonder
wonder
what we
what we're gonna
draw.
draw.
We,
You know,
Oh,
Knight, I'm
Yeah.
good with throwing these tough ones at you and being like, okay, take a minute and figure shit out, Knight. Okay, I dropped it. It went somewhere.
it's in the right place. Oh no, it's not.
It didn't end
There
up
it
in
goes.
the bag. And oh wow, L.A. Who would have guessed that?
What? Bullshit.
no, it's called LA. Ooh.
All right, so my turn. 1, 2, 3. I guess is the quickest way to get there.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
quickest way.
If you guys are really interested in trying to like speed run some shit, I have borrowed time on me. So like, if I were to give Salty borrowed time, he could pull Knight and hand him Lima.
Although the
For a
other thing
borrowed
that
time.
could, so the borrowed time, what could happen there? Let's see. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
My only concern is leaving Washington without
Yeah.
curing Washington.
So on your
Well-
turn, then you go 1, 2 to cure Washington, 3, 4,
I don't have
5.
to move to it.
Oh
have to move
right.
to it.
Oh man, I forgot about
So
that.
that's the one.
Okay,
My
hang on.
thought
I have an
was-
idea.
1, 2.
And-
Take the 2 cards would be 3, 4. And 5, 6 would put me at.
But not able
Salt.
to take it.
Hang on. I'm
Dang
confused.
it.
What did-
So he's trying to figure out how to cure it before Payne's turn. Because if he can, so Salty, if I used borrowed time on Knight and he didn't want to cure Washington, move to Miami, take the 2 cards from Payne. That's 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to
5,
you. Take
6.
Lima. Yellow's cured.
So if I move, hang on.
But that would leave Washington untraded.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. Damn.
Question:
So
Would another plan
ahead.
be if Knight ends up in Salty's square at the end of his turn? If I move down there, you take Salty's card, Lima, and then just give
and
it to
then just
Knight,
throw-
and then,
Oh my god.
and then it's cured.
So if I move, hang on.
Well,
what I was gonna say
so-
is if
So there is another way.
if
There is
somebody
another way, but it
besides Knight
involves-
went to Washington, they could just drop a quarantine there.
What were you gonna say, Knight?
Well, so if Salty doesn't move EOG into Ho Chi Minh,
Right.
and instead pulls me to Lima, then I have 1 taking the card, 2, 3, 4, 5, cure Washington
cure.
on my turn
Or
with the borrowed time.
if
So
I
basically,
pull,
This is 1,
If I-
2, 3,
Right.
4, 5.
All right, what's up,
six.
Salty?
Hold up a second.
okay, without using borrowed time, if I pulled D-Pain to my spot as my last action,
Oh,
then
Yeah.
on D-Pain's turn, he could take Lima from me and give 3 yellow cards to Knight, and then the yellow's cured.
So if you move me to Lima, then I can
And that wouldn't
cure-
require borrowed time at all.
See, I'm
That does
tempted to
use
try to
a
get
lot of
that
resources.
cured now with the borrowed time.
I am I'm not like concerned about these, but let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to not quarantine Ho Chi Minh if I don't get moved. Because I can move past it down to Jakarta and quarantine, and then I can quarantine Seoul,
Right.
which is
Well, like I
probably
said-
fine. It's only at 2.
Yeah, it's fine for now. But like, yeah, if I yank D-Pain, and then on Knight's turn he can cure Washington, he can run over here and cure Mexico, and then on D-Pain's turn, Yellow's cured. You know?
It's true.
Because there's no more yellow. But the only thing is Mexico City. That
You would
come
just
up
take
before my
Limo
turn.
from me, give all 3 of these tonight, and then Yellow's
Well,
cured. Done.
Yeah, I mean Mexico City and Lagos
Wait.
are in the mix.
He wouldn't be able to do that, Salty, unless they were on the same spot.
Oh, right, because he's not. Right. Okay. Nope, I forgot
So,
about
So you'd all 3 end up having
that.
to be on the same
could
spot.
cure Washington and then walk down to Lima, which would take 3
Yeah.
turns, and that would take his whole turn.
If-
That way, D-Pain could just hand him all the cards.
That's the same. Like if Knight does that and then ends up in Lima, and then I can move down to Lima, take Lima off of Salty, be like, how dare, and then give it to Knight, and then it's cured.
Yeah. So that means for Salty's last action, sounds like you should move Pain down to Lima, so
And
that
then
he's
we would
already
still
going
have
to be there.
borrowed time in case we need it for something later.
No, like he has
It'll
to,
take all 4 of your actions, Pain, to take Lima and then give 3 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
wasn't. I remember the borrowed time for Knight. What he was saying was like 1,
so if
2,
for borrowed
3,
time with
4,
me-
5. Yeah.
So the way that we can make borrowed time work for me to get Yellow cured now would be for Salty to pull me here,
Uh-huh.
and then I basically borrowed time it back up this way to get the cards from you and cure Washington and treat Washington.
So you would take
So-
1 from me, and then 2, 3, cure Washington with 4, and then take 2 cards from him, 5, 6, and then it would be cured.
Exactly.
So if we wanted to spend borrowed time, we could have it cured before it even gets to my turn, and Pain would have his whole turn still.
Yeah.
Which
I'm fine
might
with
be
that,
worth
too.
it.
It's up to you guys. It's take a little longer and save borrowed time, or use borrowed time and get it done now.
It would be nice to eradicate it and have a bunch of dead draws in our infection pile.
It would
And
be
we're-
very good to have those drawing dead, and then it
Well-
still means it. It also doing it that way puts me in I think a better spot for the clearing path.
Because you'll be able to
I
just
think.
move left.
Yeah, you just move left, and I'll move right, and then on my turn, actually on my next turn, I could 1, 2, 3, and then yank you to me, and that would cure Lagos. Or I could just cure Lagos.
You
Like,
could just
just
cure-
one-
yeah.
Sorry, I keep
well,
forgetting I
okay.
can do things myself.
Right?
Well, sure. Pulling me is not necessarily a bad thing at that point either, though.
It
if
depends on
these
what
2 are
happens with the
already
cards.
cleared,
Yeah.
because that also puts me in a better spot to move over through the rest of the
Okay.
map. Too.
I think I'm
As a
on board with
potential.
using borrowed time so Pain can actually have his turn.
Yoink! I grabbed Pain. All right.
So-
wait, nope, not yet.
Oh, right. I don't want to put it down just yet.
Do
All
it. Do it
So end
now.
of my turn, I draw 2 cards, and we get Pagoda.
To be fair, if I accidentally used it on Salty, he could
Which is
hand
right
Lima.
here,
He could.
right
Oh my
next to
god.
us.
He could hand
Oh, well.
Lima and then move him up 1, and it would work the same.
Oh,
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Oh, okay. That's 2 for
Okay.
blue.
All right. Yeah, we're getting there.
You know and then I draw 2 of these.
All right.
Which
Two of
I wonder
those.
what they'll be. Mexico City,
That's not a real place.
St. Petersburg.
So wait,
That's in Florida.
question. We need to get the little bonus things. We can't just cure it. Like we have to get all the pips
It
off
has
it,
to be
right?
It has
Yes.
to be eradicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are. Yeah. So we in one.
I
I'm
would
We
wondering.
need to
like to
eradicate black
eradicate-
or blue before we finish off
Yeah,
the
I
other.
would like to
Yeah.
eradicate something other than yellow, but if we get yellow, I'm not going to be mad.
I mean, having yellow eradicated means we don't have to worry about it off the infections too. which
Right.
is-
Right.
Even
So
if
what
we
I'm thinking
don't
is
eradicate anything
whatever-
else.
Yeah.
If we eradicate yellow and then we cure black, and then we have the cards to cure blue and red's not out of hand, like the quarantines are doing fine, then we eradicate black before we cure blue just so we can do that. You know?
Which is wild that that's even a possibility, but yes.
I mean, we only have 13 cubes of red in the bin right now, so we got to be careful about that too.
Hey,
I'm gonna be quarantining, my friend.
you stop being a Debbie Downer.
I'm gonna start quarantining places that don't have any disease on them yet.
Yoink.
I don't care.
2.
I got yoinked.
3. Yoink. Can I have some borrowed time, please?
No.
Here you go.
Yoink.
Night
Here
has
goes
been
the second
cured.
turn. Hooray!
Boom. Cure done. And
And treat Washington. Right, remotely.
yeah, so I can treat Washington or LA. Either way.
How would you
I think
treat
Washington
LA?
probably makes, or Mexico City rather.
I would
Okay.
treat Washington because you
Washington,
just
yeah.
drew Mexico
Those.
City.
Yeah.
Okay, what a couple of turns. That was a lot of planning, but honestly, pretty baller.
Cairo.
Oh, hey,
Oh.
look at that.
Guys, I have a thought.
Mhm.
I know it's dangerous, but
Mhm.
so if we were to eradicate yellow and then eradicate black, and then just wait and lose the game,
Oh no.
then our funding would go up by 2, and we'd get 2 more upgrades for February for our second game in February.
I mean,
Because if we win the game, we only get 2 upgrades for February.
Okay, but
that is true.
wait, what? What do you mean?
Well,
It-
because
so-
after every game, you get 2 upgrades. If we win February's first game, then going into March, we'll only have gotten 2 upgrades for February.
Oh my god. Oh no.
And we'll go into March with only 2 funding.
Salty's diving a tower for execute.
I mean, it is valid. It is a valid thought.
Oh
The
no.
danger. So here's
The danger would be
in
the
that thought.
city's starting to riot and shit.
Exactly. It's how we end up losing, not the losing itself.
I'm
I
okay
think
with
that's the
riots.
danger.
There also may be rules later based on how many times you've lost.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay,
So,
fine. We win the
there-
game if
there
we
is-
can win it.
There
I
is
love where your
definitely-
mind is at, but I also hate it.
Stinking min-maxing.
Yeah.
So there's also
Hey,
no
Corp.
guarantee that we have a good game on the second game either.
Yeah,
So
we could just draw
there's
an
also-
epidemic
Hey,
right away.
but this time we know who to blame.
There's also a package if you lose 4 games in a row that you.
Oh.
So.
But then we'd be losing months, and I don't want to do that.
The alien
Oh
invasion.
yeah, that's the danger.
No, not the
Oh,
Probers.
I don't want to lose any months. I just am okay with losing the first game of a month to get more shit. You
Salty, you can be honest. You just want to play more games with us.
know? Yeah.
Okay, so did we? It's not my turn yet, right? We still have to do.
We do
It
the
is your
infection. No, did we do infection?
Did we do infections?
I thought we did the infection. Did we not do the infection?
No,
Or what was-
we only
yeah.
did 4.
Yeah, no, we
Right.
haven't done it yet.
Istanbul.
Yep, it's right there. And Ho Chi Minh. Okay,
In the
so
danger
at
bubble.
this point, I for sure quarantining Seoul. Both of the other 2 that are at 3 have already been drawn, and I can only quarantine one of them.
You know the danger though.
Uh
As soon as we don't do it,
huh.
we're getting
But
epidemic. And
I have to quarantine Seoul though, don't I?
yes, Seoul has not been drawn yet.
So that's 1.
That's probably coming up next
So-
round.
And then
Seoul
2
is within the next 6 cards. Because I think
2
we had
puts
12
me-
when we epidemic.
here. And then my third action, either I move to Jakarta and quarantine it, or I stay in Ho Chi Minh and quarantine it.
Ooh, well, they've both already been drawn, but if we draw an epidemic, then they're both
It
up
would
for
be
danger.
it would be worse if Ho Chi Minh gets hit than Jakarta. Right?
Yeah, there's more reach. And also the panic level.
So I'm gonna quarantine Ho Chi Minh, and I don't think I'm gonna spend my 4th action. I think I'm gonna stay here, so that if it does, if we do happen to epidemic and draw it, I won't lose the quarantine.
Hey, I know what you can do for your fourth action.
What's up?
Your phone's ringing. Hey, someone just stole all my research.
Oh no!
What happened? You're the only one that has the
Yeah.
password to my Google box drive.
Oh, no, I thought that was the shared drive. Oh, yeah, that's my bad.
Dirty medic.
so yeah, I'm tempted to move here to save another action for myself, like on next turn, but I don't think I should, because if I'm in it and it gets hit, that's bad, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you will get a scar, and then if you get two
And-
scars, you kaput.
So I think it's probably for the best if I. Oh, no, I was gonna say I could treat. No, you just can't treat this at all. There's nothing for me to do for my last action, is there?
You could
You
emote.
know, there's a small part of me that is very apprehensive about having anyone in the red territory, like at all.
Well, standing on my quarantine though.
I know. Well, it's not that. It's not that. Okay, I know you'll be fine because this card says at the end of your first game in February. But if the card said after the fourth whatever, I'd be like, get out, get out, get out, because you
Right.
don't know what the hell D-Pan's gonna do next.
That's a good point.
Are we still talking about the disease?
No,
Yeah.
That too.
Flip the
no,
table.
we're talking
Flip
about.
the
We don't know
table.
what this freaking chaos
You're gonna-
gremlin is gonna
You're
do.
gonna flip one of these over, and it's gonna be like, if a city is in rioting or worse, and a player's in it, they're dead. Like you don't.
No.
They,
But Knight, you think I'm good? I don't want to spend my last action. I don't think there's a thing for me to do.
nothing's saying. you
Yeah, I'm trying to
can't.
think what. I don't know what other action we could do.
I could like move to Bangkok to like get ready to quarantine that, but actually, so
Standing
if
where
I
you're
was,
standing is
I think
good
that's the safest
because-
place.
it's also protective. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I moved
It
to
keeps-
Bangkok, then next turn would be a good one because I could quarantine, move quarantine, and then ranged quarantine something. But it is risky.
It's really shitty that I don't have the turn right before yours to mitigate risk for that.
Wouldn't
You
that be
know.
awesome?
What? The nice thing with you standing on the quarantine also means that if it does,
Yeah,
trigger,
protects
Yeah,
him and
that
saves
the
quarantine
me,
doesn't go away.
Saves me
Yeah,
a
the-
quarantine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna flip my cards.
Hold the line.
Oh, can't do anything with those.
No.
I can
Oh.
teleport
Well,
with
I mean-
those.
Teleport
travel
to the next. But I'm going to instant transmission to Jakarta.
Well, actually, I could give them to you.
Yeah, I was just. I was literally just like I was making a joke. And we're like, wait a second, that's how I
But
can get
actually,
there.
though,
I
we
can
can
get-
teleport without Salty doing it.
Yeah, you can get that to me there. I go to Jakarta and then I start clearing some of the salty sickness.
All right, here we go. Lagos,
And
Washington.
Hey!
good
Nice.
play, good play.
Yes.
That outbreak.
All
Also
right.
Yes.
kept it off of riot.
Well, let's see.
Okay. my turn's
I
over.
literally can't do anything with my turn right now. Like my special ability, that is. Unless, okay, we said I can't take any up like to share knowledge. You guys, I can't take your guys' knowledge unless we're on the city, right?
Yeah, I would have to be.
Okay. So,
Yeah, you can
Oh.
give, but you can't take.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Cairo and then go up to Istanbul and get rid of one of them.
Okay. Nice.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I like that. Keeping the levels low.
Because Knight just has to like waddle through here and he's good.
Yeah. Where's that character upgrade for the medic that lets him treat untreatable shit?
Right.
All right. Chicago,
Chicago.
Chicago.
Washington.
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 Okay.
So we got
We got a
4
lot
of
of
the 5
there.
blues we need.
We're getting there.
How are we
I think
gonna
that's
get
going to end up.
all these
think it's
5
probably gonna
blacks to the
be-
same person?
Yeah, getting the blacks transferred is going to be tricky, but
Hey.
getting the blues.
It's been something. Never mind.
That's not what I meant.
Uh-oh.
That was not even remotely the intent.
In
and you all know
February,
it.
how dare you?
Wow.
So,
Out of context
So-
comments 101 there.
reminder,
Alright, we're changing all of these colors now.
yeah. Reminder that Payne, if he marches around salty disease area, he can take stuff from me.
Oh yeah, and give stuff to you.
He can do
Or
that
you-
anyway.
Take stuff from, oh right.
But if he steps
he
somewhere
can't.
where I have a
Yeah.
card,
You
he
have
can
Ist-
take it from me.
You have Istanbul. You-
Yeah, so I can give it to you on my turn.
Well, no, because you know your turn where you're gonna be dropping one.
Yeah, I do kind of have a premium on
Yeah,
moves.
don't
on my, but
worry. I will
so
show
Payne
up and be
can-
like, "Yo, give me that
He can
junk."
just start taking shit and then handing it to somebody else. Because he can do that easier too.
Yeah, and if one of you guys want to come meet me up, it's just like, "Yo, take these dirty states away from me." Oh yeah, I gotta do this thing now, don't I? We got Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Is this our first new one? We'll find out. Kolkata.
Kolkata.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Okada's getting spicy.
It's a little spicy.
Don't worry. Salty's gonna choose the next epithet. I can feel it. What you gonna do there?
I don't like it.
What are you gonna do?
Stop feeling things.
Huh? What you gonna do there?
Well, it's weird because I mean, I guess I could just run to Lagos, but I can't cure it now because it would take 2 actions. I could teleport Knight to me, but Knight's already in a good position. Also, when did these things get switched up?
The Wicked's what?
Because Knight's in Istanbul and Payne's in
Oh, I
Miami.
keep grabbing. I don't know why I keep grabbing.
So salty.
I just grab one and start moving it. I'm not even looking at it.
If you move Knight through
Just,
Mexico City to Los Angeles, that would cure those for him.
There you go. Now you're red like your disease. Now you'll never forget.
Okay.
I'm
next question.
beautiful.
Or next thing. Salty is what are our actions? Shuttle flight, move from a city. Okay, discard. I was like, how do you? There's a way to get to a research station, isn't there?
Let's see here. You can
You have to go
discard a
from
card
one to one.
the city you're in to go anywhere. You
Oh.
can discard a card.
So I can move up to
have-
Bogota and discard Bogota to go anywhere.
Just
Could he move there and discard that card to send someone else anywhere? Or does he have
I
to
think so.
discard where they are?
I think it's. Let's see.
It says move
It's
upon
have-
as if it was you, so I don't know.
Anyway, what I was thinking was if you move Knight through those yellow ones there to cure them, but with his passive, then
Uh-huh.
you could warp him to Pain maybe, and that puts him close.
But if I
closest to
moved,
Lagos.
if I could move Bogota and discard Bogota to warp anyone, then I could 1, 2, 3 move Knight to cure those, and then discard Bogota to warp Knight to Lagos, and now Yellow's gone.
That's
that is
crazy,
a path to make that work. Yes.
and it would happen before you draw more cards, which might be yellow. Honestly, dude, this is what the dispatcher
I
was
like
made
it.
for.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
doing it.
I definitely like it.
I'm doing it. Get rid of all the yellow shit. Discard
Okay.
Bogota.
We have eradicated Knight once again.
get wrecked.
Using the supreme powers of Knight the Medic, we have eradicated Knight the Disease.
Also, I saw Civil's commenters like, treat the untreatable, Cox gun. I'll cure you. Don't worry. And it's like,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing earlier, and then the only song that's now in my head is 45 by Shinedown.
if I had one more move on my turn, I would just teleport him probably to you. That way he's 2 spaces from curing this shit.
Yeah. I did actually consider, Salty, now that you don't need to be over there, you could jump to me, and as long as you're standing on a quarantine spot where I
should
am,
be
you're
safe,
safe
yeah.
too. So you could drop quarantines for me to jump on too.
Oh yeah, I could drop quarantines too. Hell yeah.
Right? But you may want to cure Washington, retreat Washington first, depending on how the cards get drawn.
Yep.
Anyway,
All right, here we go.
awesome.
Whoop. Flip.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Who called it?
That means I don't draw another card.
No,
You get to you get a
No,
second one.
still get your second card.
yeah, you'll get the second card, but you won't get a replacement.
You don't get a replacement.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I can do
Okay,
that.
so the plus to it right now is there's a lot of yellow in this.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not the worst time.
All right.
okay.
What do we get? What's getting hit? I don't know what that is. You made that up.
This sounds like a Pokemon.
Where's that? There, right there.
It's a Pokemon.
Riyadh.
Rah. What
Alright, do we
what were
have
their
any-
attack?
no.
What type?
It's definitely ground and rock.
All right, here we go. One,
Don't be Riyadh.
Be hilarious.
Angeles.
Nothing.
Two.
And-
Mexico
Yeah.
City.
big brain plays.
Big brain. Okay,
brain
we have got
plays.
to get Riyadh fixed up, though. I'm nervous now.
Big.
So on Knight's turn, he can get 1, 2, 3, and just he didn't even have to go into it, but
I can do two.
actually, you can go up here and cure Istanbul and Riyadh.
I can only do a remote one. I can only
Oh,
do remote
okay.
treat on one.
Well,
But yes, 1,
but
2.
poor
we're definitely
Kolkata.
gonna
I'm
treat-
worried about Kolkata.
If it doesn't get hit before my turn, I can quarantine it from long range.
All right, yeah. So you need to
There's
quarantine
3.
all 3 of these. And
Yes,
you can't do that
yes,
all in
I
one
do. Yes, I do.
turn.
Knight.
It's
if
a
you can
shame.
take care of Istanbul, I have an idea.
It's a shame that I haven't been able to make use of your dispatcher powers, but we've been using them the right way.
Yeah.
So I can't treat Istanbul this turn, but I can take care of it
You
next
still have
turn.
1 turn left, right?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
I have
Oh,
one
yeah.
more action.
Guys, I can discard one of the cards I just drew to make a research station.
Okay.
Then you guys can jump to it easier. And I could cure a disease
from
from
here.
it. Yeah. We drew the cards and it was like, haha, well, that sucks. Actually,
But you can't make it in Ho Chi Minh, but you can make it somewhere else.
I have Jakarta. I could move to Jakarta, quarantine, and drop a research station.
2, 3, and then yeah, you could quarantine one of these
And
two.
then ranged quarantine one of the other two.
Yeah.
We're
Then
just
that
trying to
leaves you
figure out
guys
some-
able to warp. Yeah, that's right. That's what I need to do. Because we need something to be able to get you guys over here. And also, if I do end up with enough of the same color, I want to be able to cure a disease.
So if I stay here, Pain could take Cairo from me to pass on.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said
It
that. I
means-
was like, I'm dying. I don't want to pass on.
Yes.
I'm
Wow,
staring
my words
down
are getting
the
misinterpreted
barrel.
great tonight.
I don't want to
Okay,
get
here's a-
quarantined.
Here's a bad thought. Here's a bad thought. I already have 3 black cards. And Pain can give me stuff from anywhere.
Where's Kolkata? Oh, Kolkata
You
is
don't have to
there.
leave. You could just drop that research
Exactly.
station in Jakarta and cure it from there.
Exactly. If my next turn is what I thought it was going to be, dropping a research station, then by the time my next turn comes around, Pain might have been able to give me enough to cure it.
Yeah.
Depends on
I
what
can
happens with the
do-
cards.
So
You
I
know,
have one action left.
we-
I think what I do is I just drop that.
Yeah, I don't.
My last
I don't
action.
hate it.
It's not amazing, but it's better than wasting just not taking the action.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else because I don't really have anything else I can do, positioning or anything else that's going to be helpful right now. So I think that makes sense.
Ooh.
we
Oh,
have,
that was an infection.
all right, we have we have 5.
I was-
We have 5
I was
blue.
like, oh,
Alright.
no.
I'm worried.
Ooh, you do. Then maybe
We
we
just gotta
hold.
get
Maybe we
them-
don't try to rush curing black. We could try to eradicate blue first.
Well,
Yeah,
what I'm seeing is there are 2 spots that have blue on them and 2 spots that have black on them.
That's true, but you have
I don't think the
5
blue or
blue
the
cards
black.
between you.
Yeah, I don't think the blue or the black is our biggest issue as far as losing. It's the red is going to be our biggest bane here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
That's true.
It's if we want to try to
Washington.
eradicate one.
Honestly, that's
Oh
probably
yeah,
fine.
and I think we
That's-
should. I do think we should try to get one of those. At least
Oh, absolutely.
eradicate one.
What was the fourth?
Magos, free point.
The what?
What was the fourth bonus positive mutation?
It was something
Suppressed
called-
when you treat. Remove all cubes of this color from your city. So it's basically
From the city
my
that you're
ability
in.
for all of them.
And then there was one last one, right? It goes up to 5.
No.
The easier agents is 3, and
Okay.
that's the discover with 1 fewer card.
And there
Okay,
were
so we
there
just
were
didn't
3
care
of
about
1 and 2. There were 2 of 2 or of 3 and 1 of 4. So if we wanted to go to 4, we could only do it with 1 disease. And the third thing we can only do with 2 of them. But yeah, if the fourth one is just like, oh, if you're like, when did we cure yellow? Knight was standing in Miami when he cured yellow, so if there had been cubes there, they would have been cured. But because he was the medic, that would have happened anyway. Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
It's like it is a helpful ability in terms of spreading out the medic abilities, and could
Right, but
potentially
it's
let me
only
play a different.
it's only
character
for
if
the.
needed.
So if I had cured yellow while I was standing in Lima, if there was a cube there, it would have been cured, but there wasn't. You know, like it's just we move so
Wait.
much to get shit done. It doesn't seem all that useful. It's just the spot you're in when you cure it.
No. It's when you treat
No,
salty.
it's-
It's
yeah,
the
it's on
medic
treat.
ability.
it basically means that for that disease, everybody has the medic ability to remove one.
You remove
all
3
of that
cubes
color when
instead of
treating.
Yeah. You won't get the
Oh.
second part
So
where the
it's
medic auto.
pre-cured medic ability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's very
Yeah.
good. But it's not. I don't know if it's use one of our bonuses good.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we were to only manage to eradicate one of the remaining 2, then maybe put one more of those on and take.
I would still
upgrade.
say put 1 and 2 on whichever one we eradicate.
I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, if
Curing
we were-
yellow
if we
early is
eradicate-
giving us so many free draws.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. Is just it clears the draws so
That's-
much.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
Number 3 on yellow would be really good too.
Yeah,
Okay.
just 3, and then we could do 1 on something else. Anyway, where were we at?
Knight has to. Wait, no, you infected, so it's your turn.
You just did your. So it's my turn. Okay.
If we got 1 and 2 on all 3 diseases that can be
What?
cured,
Oh yeah,
then we wouldn't even care about research stations anymore. They'd just be flight points for us.
2. I'm gonna discard Jakarta to put a research station down. That's 3,
You
and
put
then
down
my
a
fourth
hotel.
action. Right. My fourth action. Am I quarantining Bangkok or Kolkata?
Have we drawn either of them yet?
No.
No.
They're both
You're
in
3
there.
yellows in Washington.
Yeah. So they're both there. So it's
Bangkok, because red spreading is worse.
Yeah.
We can't cure it.
that's true.
definitely.
Okay. So
And we don't. The
Oh,
more we
yeah,
can
there are only
prevent
11
the,
red cubes left.
Yeah, the more we
Oh.
prevent the timer of the red cubes.
got it.
Like
yeah.
the red cubes is our big timer right now. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
our-
basically said I'm gonna spend my life stopping.
Plus, if
Um,
Kolkata goes off right now, it'll
Really, I
spread
like the
around,
sun
it'll
version.
suck, but it'll get rid of that quarantine marker on Bangkok. If Bangkok went off, it would get rid of all your quarantine markers.
You get rid of
Dude,
2.
If Kolkata goes off first and gets rid of the Bangkok quarantine marker,
And
Yeah.
then Bangkok goes
then
off.
Bangkok can get drawn.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait. Which would be exciting in the wrong way.
yeah. So anyway, so if Salty has a spare move,
Oh,
he
yeah.
might want to move me to Bangkok so
Oh,
that
yeah.
it can't be de-quarantined. Anyway, right now I got to do the other stuff of my turn.
Yeah.
Actually, there are only 4 in there, and they're all 3 of them are yellows. so I'm
Yeah,
okay with
3 of
it.
them are yellow. So the part where it went epidemic sucks.
And Atlanta.
Atlanta.
God
Okay.
dang it! Who spilled that?
Uh-oh.
Who spilled that solution?
Yeah, the part where it went quarantine or where epidemic happened sucks. But 3 of these cards are yellow.
All right. Now the problem is
Yeah,
that
and we're
means
drawing
he's gonna
three.
you're gonna draw three of these
Ooh.
5 cards, and if one of them's Atlanta, that's a
Or
And
Kokata,
That's where our
or
research station is too.
well, it can't
Fuck.
be. It's gonna be Atlanta or one of the 3 yellows, or what was the other one? Washington,
yeah,
Yeah.
One.
Mexico City.
Los
Los
Angeles.
Angeles.
Atlanta.
No.
Oh.
And Washington's still in the next 2. So next turn we get an outbreak in Washington if we don't stop it.
We don't put 4 on Atlanta, but we do
But we
this.
do put one of these fucking things. I don't like that. Atlanta's now unstable, and there's nothing we could have done to stop it.
Yeah, that was
That's some
all
horse
instant.
shit.
This game is a losing battle. We're supposed to be fighting against losing odds. That's the point.
Yep.
But it still is horse shit right there. All right. So
The thing is,
So
we
if
have
that
every.
happens at Atlanta one more time, we lose that research station.
Yep.
The thing is, we have everything on the board to cure both diseases. It's just
we
handing
just
them
have to
out.
get them. Yeah, just got to get them in the right places. So that's my turn. So it's Payne's turn.
Yes.
Yeah, on my turn, I'm going up here and putting a fucking
We've got to do
quarantine
something about
station up
Washington.
there in Washington, but that's still a whole turn away. Oh, and it's gonna be drawn this turn too.
It will be drawn this turn. So Payne could 1, 2, 3 to get to Washington
Yeah.
through the research
Cure
station.
1 cube out of it.
I was
He could.
thinking.
It's almost worth spending the card.
Because if he
I know
cures
he-
it, like if he doesn't cure it, we lose the research station right then.
Exactly. If there's no treat, then that research station's gone. And it's not just gone for this game; it's gone for the rest of
Yeah.
Which
The
is
thing.
pretty brutal.
yeah.
I think
But
I
he
am.
does have a Washington card,
Yeah, I think I am gonna use it. I'm just thinking real quick.
Yeah, so
So-
how are we gonna get the cards to people? Because
Okay, I have an idea.
you-
I have it.
okay,
I
what's
have
your
an
idea?
Okay, I'm gonna use Washington. Get rid of there. Get rid of 1 pip. Go to Atlanta. Drop a quarantine.
Oh, that's a pretty good full turn.
So that will give us just an extra.
Just a little layer.
It will give us a round.
Yeah, that's not bad. And Salty could potentially do some movement magic.
And then the thing is, EOG on one of our turns, he can give me Essen if we have the chance. And then from
Yeah.
there, if
can almost have
Salty and I can meet up in Atlanta, and I just drop everything on him.
How do you?
It would have to be like no, actually that wouldn't work.
You can't give him Essen unless one of you's on.
Nah, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, I thought I could.
I don't know. We'll
Well,
see.
that's what I was
That's the
trying
thing.
to. That's
Yeah.
what I tried to tell you, but then you just increased volume and talked over everybody.
Come on, Salty.
I mean, I still think it makes sense to make that as the run. Because if we don't, then Atlanta's going to end up popping up. We're going to end up with the next epidemic coming up before we get a chance to do anything about it.
Yeah, I think that's right now for this turn. That just seems to be the best option. Like, because I could take a pip away, but if we have another outbreak, potential or epidemic, I think dropping a quarantine on Atlanta gives us a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah. The thing is, it just really sucks that this happened before your turn because you're the researcher and you could be doing more important shit. But we know Washington's gonna get hit this turn, so it's not,
Yeah.
we have to do something.
Well, so he has 2 actions left. So like he could go to Washington and cure it. We've already drawn Atlanta again. So until we draw another epidemic, we don't need to put the quarantine in Atlanta on Payne's turn. So if he's going to discard Washington, he could like take Istanbul from me first or something. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I don't feel like it necessarily is, but like we do have a couple of things.
The problem is, like, if I take...
kind of Like I kind of
Yeah.
feel like getting the black cards to you is a less expensive total move count
Getting them to me, yeah,
than getting them to anyone else.
probably.
Well, anything that we can give to, or if you're on the same space as Pain, you can give him anything. Oh no, you can only take anything from him.
Yeah. That's the
Ugh.
same reason I was getting confused about Essen, was like, because EOG and I have the telekinetic ability, where it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I think we know what my turn is gonna have. Like, my ability isn't gonna really
Yeah.
come into.
You're just gonna have to
the-
draw more cards.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna play Washington. Be like shaboop.
We're
And
only in
then
the second month, and we're already
2.
having to start doing things we haven't done before, which is like we haven't really done much discarding to teleport before.
All right. So, what will we? Well, yeah. I was wondering, did we want to quarantine or do we want to get rid of it? Get rid of one. Because the thing is, we know that we won't get a 3-pip on it,
All right.
and
I
that
mean, yeah, we
that's a
could
good
treat it.
like what? Like I'm asking, like what would you guys prefer? Because really, there isn't any other risk.
The
'Cause
only
it's-
risk would be
if we get-
Chicago coming up on an epidemic.
Can't.
It-
It's already
it-
got
it
one.
already-
Oh,
it already-
right.
Chicago
No,
is still...
it got that from Atlanta going crazy, so it's not been drawn yet.
So in theory,
have
if
to get
Chicago's on the
pretty
bottom,
Yeah, we'd have to get pretty deep because the new cards are at least 12 cards down.
no,
we
I
had
mean
12
off the
cards of the
bottom
first
when you do the epidemic.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's
So it
the
is
only
possible to
risk.
pick it up there.
The only risk of hitting Atlanta right now is if Chicago is on the bottom and we draw another epidemic.
Yeah, but if we get rid of one, then it would still just be 3. Like it would still be 3, and it wouldn't outbreak.
Yeah, it
That's
still wouldn't
true.
chain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe treating it is better because trying
Yeah,
to
just
trying to
treat
keep them low is good.
Right.
Here we go.
Draw.
New
Hell yeah.
York. Ah,
Okay,
Aw. Garbage.
garbage.
all right. So what? Madrid.
Here.
I'm just trying to see where any potential middle point is that we can dump blue off somewhere.
Right?
Oh well. We can't worry about that now. I gotta do 3. Lagos, trash. Washington,
Washington, which we knew was going to happen.
and Bangkok.
Okay, that took out
Well,
the
there went that
quarantine on
quarantine
Bangkok.
token.
Hey. So,
Yeah, I thought I was dragging the quarantine marker. No, I missed. Or you got it. instead.
all right.
Got him.
So, Salty, all you have to do is just draw a blue. All right? That's your homework.
Right?
just wait.
It's really
Don't-
a skill issue, is what it is.
Is that one of the special government Johns that you can just pull a card out of the monster graveyard?
What?
I don't think so.
Wasn't there something where you could pull a card? Oh, or was that Rival?
It was rival.
That was the rival.
Okay, I was
You
like,
could discard
I
2
remember
cards to
we were all-
reclaim it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could have, but that would have been if we were rivals. I would have had to discard 2 cards to do it, which I only. Had
Oh
power.
yeah, true.
Just give
Forgot
up some
about
of
that
your
bit.
life points. Sacrifice 1,000
That's
life
right.
points to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's how it works, right?
Okay, so I could. Well, I was gonna move EOG to Bangkok so he could quarantine Bangkok and Kolkata, but now I'm worried about doing that because if an
Well, we
epidemic
just-
comes up between my turn and yours,
Well, that's true. We did just draw Bangkok, but yeah, it could.
and if we draw Kolkata, it'll currently trigger into Bangkok.
But it'll be
Yeah,
black
but it won't
cubes,
spread
so it
from
won't.
Bangkok.
Oh, they don't trigger from black. From that?
Yeah.
No.
No,
I'm saying yes as an
city
agreement.
could.
Yeah, I'm saying
It
yes
has
and
to be a fourth of the same color.
Right.
yes.
Correct.
Okay, I
I'm
didn't
pretty
know
sure.
that.
So a city could have like 9 diseases on it right now.
Yeah, they don't share rooms. One disease for human, please. That'd be nice.
So at the moment, though, Salty, I can still quarantine them both. I just have to use my ranged quarantine on one of them.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Um,
That's true.
Also, you could jump to me if you wanted to and move up in quarantine Bangkok or something.
Well, the
if
other
you...
thing is, I was thinking, Chicago. I kind of want to cure that one guy on Chicago because of how you described it, and it's
just that very
and
minor threat, but
curing
it is
anything off of Washington would be useful right now.
yeah.
But then also, I kind of want to end my turn on the same space as Pain, because if somehow Pain can get there, we can get that Madrid or Essen to Pain, then on his turn he can give me 3, and it would just be done.
Right.
Well, it wouldn't just be done. I would have to go to a research station because
Well,
it's not.
Atlanta's a research station
Yeah.
For now.
for now. So the way I see it, you either go up and do some blue stuff, or you jump to me with 1 move, 2 more moves up to Kolkata and quarantine it.
So for Kolkata, I can clear Kolkata on my turn.
Yeah, he has
'Cause
a
I can
card.
jump to. Well, I can jump to the research station, move up, and clear it. 1, 2, 3,
What?
clear.
1, 2, 3, range clear.
No, he's got
1,
2 research centers.
2, 3.
Well, you don't have to move on to it, is what Salty's saying.
Yeah, you could just move to Shania.
No, I mean I can.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, I can move other places,
Like
but I can
you could
clear
do it
on my
from
turn is the point.
from like Delhi. Oh,
So as
yeah,
long as we don't draw it on the end of my turn, it's not a problem.
right.
Correct. I'm
So-
less concerned about Kolkata than
I think-
other.
I think Okada's a little bit farther down, possibly.
Hopefully,
I hope so.
I don't know how
I don't
deep
really
it is,
know.
but even
But
if it
we've-
does outbreak, it's one panic
And we know
level.
Bangkok
Yeah.
can't
And-
outbreak. It's just
Correct.
if Kolkata outbreaks, then yeah,
Yeah, it's color coded. So,
yeah.
so
and if the other
yeah.
thing
So I
is
guess
like
you go up to blue.
yeah, if you go up to if you end your turn in Chicago, I only have to move one spot and just drop you the 2
To give you
cards. So,
That's a shame I can't range to cure.
I mean, you could also.
Well, because I could warp to him. That's one.
Yeah.
But then I walk up there and cure, and then I still have 1 move left.
Which you use to move Knight closer to Kolkata.
Oh yeah. I can do that. So I go up here, I cure Chicago, and then I can just move Knight.
because it would be
There,
safe.
and then you'd be able to go 1, 2, cure it, and quarantine it.
He could
If you
drop
wanted
a
to.
quarantine on us in Bangkok on his way through if he wanted to.
That's true. He could.
New stinking quarantine. We're like, what the heck is this garbage? And now we're like, we need to quarantine.
I
everything.
love the quarantine
yes.
mechanic. Might be my favorite one
Yeah,
so
no,
far.
it changed the game.
Yeah.
Especially
Hey,
when
don't
we
you be
can't cure
blaming
it in
me.
pain.
Don't you be
Oh,
blaming me.
I'm blaming you.
All right, I'm doing this.
And you know why I'm blaming you? Because you witch cackle every time we draw an epidemic.
It's
Come on, blue. Damn it!
no, but hey,
Because if I had gotten a blue, then he only had to
true,
do the
true,
2 he's
true,
already
true.
got.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
Would have been nice. Would have been nice.
but now you get to take a nice
Um,
vacation to Taipei.
And now I have to draw 3 of these. All right, guys, here we go.
Here we go. Yellow.
Jakarta.
All right.
Okay,
Nothing.
it can't be broken.
Yeah. Probably the safest place in the
Ho Chi Minh
Oh,
City.
shit. Okay, well, there went that one.
Seoul. I know I'm mispronouncing that word. Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Good play. Good play. This is like when.
Okay, good play.
Yeah, this is when we're all in the game show. Good play. Good play. Good play. It's like, shut up, Susan. Oh shoot! Wait a second. Just
So
sorry. Go ahead.
what I could do is move to Bangkok, quarantine, cure Kolkata, move back to research station so I have mobility.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah,
have-
I like that.
To be clear, self mobility is the money in
Obviously.
there more than anything.
Yeah.
The other option would be to end in Kolkata, EOG end in Kolkata and take Kolkata from me
Oh.
to pass to Pain to get that. Well, actually, no, because we want you to have those.
Yeah.
And then on next turn, you.
That's not bad.
You know, all right, no, that wouldn't work. Because you have
Yeah.
to clear Kolkata. No, I was sitting here thinking, if you dipped If instead of flying, you know what I should have done instead of flying you there? At the end of my turn, I should have flown you here. Because then you could have handed Payne Madrid and then flown here and done what you wanted to
No,
do.
it's the same
can't.
thing. It's researchers only can get. You guys can't give me. That's
Right.
yeah. No, we keep making that
And
mistake.
that researcher rule sucks.
Yeah,
That's pretty good though, Knight. I like that.
it's really
you
good in certain
quarantine
situations.
Bangkok,
It's really
I don't
good
have
one way, but
Yeah.
not the other way.
You guys keep stealing all my homework. You guys are the guys that keep
Yeah.
sleeping while I do all the work.
We're
We keep
up
we
presenting
keep
the
trying
project.
to give you research, and you're like, I don't care. I didn't research it.
We're up there presenting the project with all his research.
This is when we would have Soul. Thank you, Civil. Yes, I was trying to pronounce Soul. I knew that's how it was pronounced, but I brain farted. But yeah, I was
weird.
saying when we had like if we was like, will you just take this? And then we would have like the flashback in our TV show when it's like I got screwed over by like somebody who
Well, look at that.
gave me
You
wrong
have
information.
3 black now.
He does. But if I go 1-2 up to him, take Kolkata, and then I can ranged quarantine Ho Chi Minh, then I'll have 4. And if Payne can somehow magic me 1, then I could cure
Magic
black
one,
right
what?
there.
Oh,
Well, yeah. He's trying to get me blues, and he's trying to get you. Wait.
Also, we can draw. I mean, I'll be drawing after
Oh,
that. too.
right. I have Karachi,
ooh, what are you gonna
but
draw?
I can't give it to Payne.
You gonna draw a pretty picture?
So, Knight, I think we still have to
I
do
still
your
have to do.
infections. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Wait a
Browsing,
second.
Riyadh.
Riyadh.
I just pointed at my monitor. It's like
So
right
it
there.
would be it would be removing.
Oh, St. Petersburg's at 3.
Shit.
Okada. No.
Nailed it.
So EOG,
What's up?
I have Karachi.
Yeah.
If on my next turn I warp to night, take 2 steps to Karachi, and then pull you to me, then on your
Okay.
turn you could take it, and then you would have enough to cure it, but you wouldn't be in the red territory anymore.
So, that's true.
And then then you're also on EOG's turn to be 1, 2,
1, 2
3, cure.
I'd be in Karachi,
that'd be
so
your
it's
whole
just
turn.
2.
Yeah, but you have to take the card.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yep. You're right. You're right.
Because
1, 2, 3 cure. Yeah, that would be your entire turn to be curing.
Which
Unless
It's
you
not a
pull
bad
me
thing.
to you, and you give it to me.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Because you could just take it from me and then hand it right to him
Yeah,
wherever
it's
the hell
like,
he's
fine,
at.
since I
Wherever I'm
saw
at.
the source material, I guess I'll take your crappy
All right.
research.
It's my turn. I'm gonna go 1, 2 up to night,
Buckle my shoe.
and then I'm gonna take
Not
Kolkata.
bad.
Thank you.
Ah.
And I'm going to quarantine Ho Chi Minh.
All
And
right.
that's my turn. Now I'm gonna draw. What's the max hand size?
7.
7.
7.
Oh man, if you'd have drawn a black card right there,
That would
solved
have
the whole
been
problem.
awesome. Montreal and Hong Kong. Now that's more than 7 cards I've got.
So you gotta discard something.
So I think maybe Manila.
Yeah, probably.
Hong Kong's right next to me too. It doesn't. Both of them are kind of whatever burgers.
So, question.
I can
If-
discard a card where I'm standing to go anywhere, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna discard Manila because I'm right next to Hong Kong and I might be able to do some magic.
Oh yeah, yep.
What were you gonna say, Payne?
If I go to Montreal, you'll be able to give me Montreal, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And or you could take it from me on your turn. Either way,
Yeah.
as long as one of us is in it.
Yep.
I didn't think about that. It's right there. What's up, Shadow Viper? All right, here we go. That was my 2 draws. Here we go.
Because we've
Dang. Shanghai.
Shanghai.
Are we in nearly new territory?
Where
What's up
is
here?
Shanghai? Oh, yeah.
no, because there's a pip. Ah,
Soul?
Soul.
There it goes. Bye,
This
Soul.
is quarantine.
That was the quarantine and
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Pre-draw.
That is a new. That is
I think
a
that
new
is.
one. That
yeah,
is
that
a
is
new
a
one.
new one.
Yeah, we've made it to new cards. All
Which
right,
means
that's actually
on
good
the
for
next
us.
turn we're gonna draw another epidemic.
I don't know, Payne. Do you feel an epidemic?
Nah, I think we have like Yeah.
Is that the first time Payne's ever said he didn't feel an
I
epidemic?
think it is.
Let's see. We did 1, 2, 3.
To be fair, it's the first time I've asked. I don't want him to say.
Okay, so
There's 2 more.
All right, it's your turn, Payne. Whenever.
okay, so if I go up to Salty, give him 1, 2, and then go to Montreal, is it an action for our John to happen, or is it just does it?
Yeah, it's the
it's
share
an
knowledge
action.
action.
Okay, so I would be able to get to Montreal. But
Why
So
was I
you'd
waiting
be-
in Chicago?
because
So he could
I
give me
can-
Chicago
and New York.
and New York. Yep. And then I would just
So-
have to, I guess, draw a blue and be lucky. I don't know.
But also, Payne can move to Montreal
I-
and stop, and if you don't, I can hand him Montreal
Yeah, and then
because he'll be there and we're coworkers.
If he takes Montreal, hang on.
This works out
So
because he gets a
that is
turn
the other
before you
option.
anyway.
So potentially, here-
Actually, if Payne walks up to Chicago, hands me or either of the blue cards, and then walks over to Montreal and takes Montreal from you, then on my turn I could step on there, take both of his blue cards.
yeah.
But then I'd have to get somewhere and cure it, which I would be able to do in the same turn.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'd have to. You have to get to Atlanta.
Even if someone was standing on one that I could just warp myself to them, I'd still be, that would be my 4th move, and I wouldn't be able to cure it in the same turn.
Yeah. We're so close.
Yeah.
So, question: are we going to slow down on curing?
Well,
To try
because
and eradicate.
if we had eradicated, I mean, like if we had this exact situation we're currently in, but blue had 1 and 2 like yellow does, then me stepping on him and taking the 2 would just done cured. You know?
Exactly. But we are
mean,
starting to put
Yeah.
places as unstable because we're getting
Well, let's
I mean,
start
we're not-
curing. Oh, right.
St. Petersburg's in danger.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
We don't have a
we
lot
need
of
to get-
black cubes on the board. We could probably get that one eradicated.
Yeah.
Well, there are only 4 places with blue cubes. It's just that 2 of them have
That's
3 and 1 of them has 2. One of them's in a yellow spot.
So I guess getting salty as much blue as we can makes sense. And then if he draws another one on his turn, we don't have to worry about Montreal.
Mhm.
And
Like I might draw a blue
um,
right now.
right,
Right,
but you
but
wouldn't
you-
be able to give it.
oh.
Well,
But
he could take it from you. Though.
Yeah, he could take it, and that would.
Right, but
Into,
yeah, my point was if you move to me, give me Chicago, and then move to Montreal and take Montreal from EOG, then on my turn I could move to you
Right.
and take 2 blues, and I'm ready to cure it. I would just have to
Okay.
wait till my next turn to do that.
Or we roll the dice. He moves to you in Chicago, and he gives you both. And then when he ends his turn on the, or he could move back to the restart. However, then if he draws a blue with his draws, you could take it from him and cure it.
Right, but if he doesn't, then what?
Then, well, then we.
it's
still
okay.
We're kinda
Knight's gonna
where-
draw
where
the
we were
epidemic. Knight's gonna get the epidemic. We're gonna share the wealth. If I'm wrong, it was Civil's fault.
Yeah, so we do have to cure the disease first, but we're kind of figuring out how
Yeah.
we can get it cured without curing both of them immediately.
We don't want the game to
And not
end
lose.
before we eradicate one, so that we can get the positive mutation bonuses on another one of the diseases.
we're really trying to. We're really trying to get the most bang for our buck right now.
We're min maxing right now, and I'm not sorry.
The thing is, like, this is the best time to min max, where it's only the 2nd month. We don't know the
Let's
full.
also
We don't know the consequences of our actions yet.
let's also take into account the fact that we have eradicated yellow. So
Yes.
even if we're
Yeah.
trying really hard to eradicate one more disease to get some extra squeeze out of this, and we lose because of it, then oh no, we throw number 3 on yellow, we give me the ability to fly without discarding the card, and we play again. You know?
Yeah,
It's true.
and this is Pandemic Legacy, so a lot of the extra stuff is from Legacy.
Right. Yeah, it's got
Oh, yeah.
massive rule book. It's got a bunch of hidden stuff.
We don't know
We're
what's
in
gonna happen.
February.
We're only in the 2nd month out of 12, so
Right.
By December, we're all gonna not want to be friends anymore.
All right. I don't know.
All right.
Or
I don't know
we'll have
what,
trauma bonded.
Right. I don't know what the best call is. It feels like we're moving at the same pace towards blue and black.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want. We want to cure one of them and eradicate it, you know?
Yeah.
I could slow my roll on curing black. Just wait to draw the card and keep quarantining everything, and then
The big thing with
you guys
black,
can just
though,
work on blue.
the big thing with black is all the tokens are closer
They're
together.
spread out.
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
like
Well, they're kind of spread out. Because there's
Well,
one on Kolkata, and then the others
so
are relatively
EOG
close.
has-
Other than
Kolkata
St.
is
Petersburg.
spread out.
So that was my other plan was, right, before I came up with that plan about the blues, was on my turn, if I... Where was Karachi at? It's right here.
Yeah.
If I hop to EOG, move to Karachi, I could just pull EOG to me, and then on his turn he could take it away and go cure black, and then that's done.
what? Okay, let's
Thanks so much for that follow, Shadow Viper.
figure out. Do we want to do black or do we want to do blue? Do we want to cure Salty or do we want to cure EOJ? Because if that's the case, rather than giving things, what I could do is if Salty wants
Just
to do
start shoring
that,
up our defenses. in
Yeah, I can-
Washington
I
and
can-
Petersburg.
yeah, I can hit move to Washington, take away one pip, go to Montreal, and get Montreal, and just in case I pull the
Start
blues,
holding.
and
Okay,
then
so
because I don't really have
min-maxi
anything
question.
in there. Yeah.
which color would be better, given the fact that we've already eradicated and are getting positive mutations on night? Which one is better? Do we want to have one half of the map that's relatively safe, or do we want to try to store up against D-Pain over here?
So, I mean, either way, we have the connections to red regardless.
That's a good
Japan
point.
Regardless. So it doesn't, from that
It doesn't
standpoint, it's
super
not
matter.
It doesn't matter a huge amount. I do like
Alright,
the idea.
So let me do a
of-
little bit of forethinking here.
Ow, it hurts.
No, if one of the next things that I'm just trying to think ahead at how this game is going to become more of an asshole.
It's gonna.
When Coda when D-Pain becomes worse, if the next thing it does is an outbreak into a non-red city causes that city to become red permanently or something.
One can only dream.
If
That's
that were to
still-
happen, that means it's got 2 openings to 1 blue city, 1 opening to 1 yellow city, and 3 openings to 2 black cities. So would we rather that be safe in case it, like, if it's more likely black would end up turning red?
You also
I
have to
don't know.
figure
That-
at this
That's also
point.
just me guessing. I don't fucking.
At this point, I'm gonna be over here in red, but it's what Knight said actually is making a lot of sense to me. I got here by coming from San Francisco. Like it's
Yeah.
connected either way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm inclined towards eradicating Salty at this point, but
wow.
Get
It's-
fucked, Salty.
it's we're also almost equally able to eradicate EOG at this point with what's out there. So on my
that's the thing
turn,
is-
I can treat St. Petersburg on my turn if I use all of my movement to do it.
Well, we don't want that to outbreak because then it'll start
Yeah,
rioting.
that's my point. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what I want to make sure that gets cleared.
Yeah.
Or it needs
If
to
I
have
use
a
my whole
quarantine on it.
turn, if we use mine and EOG's whole next turns, we can cure Salty by then, and then we would just have to go around and finish it off.
Do want to remind you that Soul just lost its quarantine,
Mhm.
but it's in a 15 card discard up here now.
And we only have 23 cards left in the draw pile, which means we only have 3 more times around the board before we lose because we can't draw.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
mean, we're on multiple timers at this point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
Okay.
like we just, I'll go.
Shit.
I'll take. I think my
Let's
my
cure-
plan was I'll take the heat. Like I'll get rid of one here. And I'll go up to Montreal to take Montreal from
Yeah.
UG, and then and then that's from there. Let's see, where's Essen?
That would be 4 turns.
Yeah, I'm also
Essen's right there.
I'm trying to forecast my own, like, because let's see, we discarded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I mean, if
6,
you pull-
7, 8. So there's 4 more.
And if you happen to draw a blue, great.
Yeah, there's 4 more blue cards.
Well, if you move to, if you take that path up to Montreal, curing Washington, 1, 2, 3, you can pull Montreal now. That's
yeah.
3 in your hand,
Right.
2 in Salty's. So all Salty has to do
Right.
is get the 3.
But that's what I'm saying is if
On the
if we're
following
trying to
turn.
cure black, then mine and EOG's whole next turn is going to be go towards curing black.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
I can't
but
go do that. Yes.
starting to shore up Payne's hand though is good.
Right.
Yeah, so that's this turn.
I
and
think
then
that's a
the
good
following
idea,
turn,
Payne.
we can get you set up to take the blue for the cure on the blue.
Right.
And then Knight,
Why?
you're gonna have to handle
While I
St.
wipe
Petersburg, and then probably
that's
you're gonna
fine.
have to be the one to deal with eradicating Salty.
Because the other thing
Yeah, and I
is,
think that
if-
should be doable. Apart from Kolkata is the hardest one to get to right now. But the rest
Armageddon
it,
of
I can
diseases.
clear quick.
Dude, Shadow Viper, that was our first game last
Oh, yeah.
month. We're doing one of these per month.
Yeah.
Our first game last month was just epidemic draw after epidemic draw.
It was awesome.
Crazy. It was crazy. It's the kind of game where like you would, if you were playing it, if you were all like, "Hey, we've got time to play a game of Pandemic," and you all sat down, you'd be like, "No, just reshuffle.
we don't have time to play
We're not
Pandemic.
playing this one."
Let's just play Catan. Okay, so is everyone okay with that plan?
I like that.
Yeah,
one.
I think that makes sense.
Alright.
I think that makes sense.
All right, so give him Montreal.
Yep.
Because the other,
Draw a blue.
yeah,
It'd be nice.
look, because we already know.
Draw 2 blue cards. Oh.
Look, we already
Oh,
know Knight's
wow.
getting it.
He did say Knight's getting it.
Wait a second, dude. Okay, so we can shortcut this rather than Salty and EOG using their whole turn. EOG just has to move
moved
down
EOG
one.
down
to,
one spot.
yeah, to whatever Chennai or whatever that
Chennai.
is. Yeah, you take that card
And
out of
then I
my
can take
hand,
it.
and then you just have to do one more turn, and you cure it.
And yeah, you're
Well,
right.
Yeah.
let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, because we have
So-
research
Yeah,
telekinesis.
Yeah,
I don't-
I was trying to see if that could cure that turn, but
I think
I'll
we
move
can.
him.
Yeah,
if
I'll
yeah.
move him
Salty
down.
moves you
Salty
down.
moves,
I'll move
Yeah.
him down to my turn, and then he can yank, move,
Take it,
cure,
move,
and
cure.
put him to do.
And
Oh.
quarantine.
Yep.
What? I'm feeling it. That was a good draw.
All right.
Yep.
So there we go.
And here comes the bad draw.
Milan.
Yeah, this one. Well, honestly, I'll take some new blue cards over some new black
Delhi.
cards.
Ellie,
Oh, one more.
it's here.
I zoomed out too
Tokyo.
far.
Oh.
All right, fine. The game is being weirdly nice to us right now.
Right.
It is for us to be this deep into the player deck.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
We've drawn 3 of them. 3 of the 5, though.
Yeah, well, like also we're being very smart with the quarantine
quarantine.
tokens. Like if we,
It's
That's
my
what-
favorite new mechanic.
it's
dude.
what destroyed us in the other games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, if we didn't have it, I would have already destroyed the world.
True. We
Oh,
would have
yeah.
lost already.
But that's
from
because we
James.
can't treat it. How would we
Yes.
have even like?
Yeah,
there
I
had
know.
to be something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
But this is so much
Uh,
better. Quarantine and no treating is better than the 2 cost treatment.
Yeah. So, Shadow, there's also on the Pandemic website, they have a whole bunch of puzzles for solo play as well.
Oh God.
Interesting.
All right. So if I use my first move to move EOG down here, which
Hello.
kind of has to be done.
I just like to imagine
Um,
you just like were like just
Man,
armed guards
if
came
I-
and just grabbed you and moved you down.
Just a
You're
hook
like,
came down from
yeah,
out of the
no, I
sky
know.
and just like yoink.
Yeah, I just watched the Super
I-
Bowl. It's like, oh my gosh, the Swifties got me.
So if I didn't do that, then I could have moved to Pain and taken those 3 blue cards from him
Right.
as one whole turn. And then I would have had enough blue cards to carry, which, I mean, we would have to hold off on until we eradicate black, but
You
as is,
could-
I can move there and take 2 of them, and then I would just be 1 card away.
So Knight is going to have to move up to deal with St. Petersburg. We really can't just let it sit there.
I mean, I can move
Yeah,
him, but I don't know how
So-
much it's gonna help.
So
I was
if
gonna
you
say-
move me, that
1, 2,
what that
3.
would do is let me treat St.
Remotely.
Petersburg, move to Istanbul, and
Treat that.
clean up Istanbul as well. And
Yeah,
sets me up better for the
for the
finish
sweep.
1, 2,
walkthrough.
3, 4, 5. Which means between your turn and mine, that would be done.
Yeah. Leaning into helping clean them up, I think, is a good idea. Even if you were to teleport to Knight and start treating, you could do that too. But leaning into treating stuff in
Yeah.
Europe is probably the right call.
Yep.
Okay,
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
here we go. Riyadh. Can't help it.
Use Rock Tomb. You have to discard.
No.
Okay,
Riyadh
yeah.
uses Outbreak.
All right.
You won't
And
be
here we
able to
go.
use that.
Lima.
Get
Nice, free draw.
wrecked. Get wrecked. What? Oh,
Osaka.
Saka.
Fuck off.
Okay, all right.
And blue.
Cairo.
Cairo.
Cairo. Okay,
He
that's
was
fine.
gonna have to move through
We
there
have-
anyway on his path.
Yeah.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, it slightly changes the direction I absolutely have to go, but not by any significant
Right.
matter.
Wait,
We've
we
never
have
had a discard.
I had a quarantine marker on it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
shit.
right. We dropped that ages ago.
Yeah, we
I forgot about
have
that.
never had this many cards in our discard up there in the infection.
Right.
So like fucking weeks ago, someone comes through Cairo and is like, "All right, I know there's not really anything going on around here, but you guys got a quarantine." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Fine."
I had an action left over that it's like, yeah, nothing better to do with it.
Love it.
All right. So, remote treat, St. Pete,
Nice.
move to Istanbul, treat. So that's
Right.
1, 2, 3. And I guess
I guess
I
move
take
there.
the 4 here for
1, 2,
flexibility
3, 4.
purposes.
Should just be done next turn.
Yeah.
You don't even
Yeah.
on my turn or on yours. It doesn't matter. We just move you 4 spaces and it's done.
Yeah, we might
This
draw
just
more
gives
though.
me this just gives me the option of how I can move if I need to.
Yep.
All right, St. Petersburg, Mumbai.
Wow.
Uh-oh, EOG, guess what you're getting?
Yeah, we know what I'm getting, man. Ain't no way I'm gonna get out of this turn without drawing another one.
But Rick, I'm excited to hear that. Like, out of all the Resident
Rachi.
Evils,
Sriracha.
Veronica remake, that's gonna be good. Code Veronica.
Ah, right on your path. Essen.
Yep, it's very handy.
Madrid.
Madrid.
Unfortunate.
So,
Oh wait, no, that
Yeah, it's
looked,
fine.
That looked. Hang on.
What?
I don't know. The card looked black from where my camera angle was at. That's why I said unfortunate.
All right, my turn.
correct.
Yep.
I'll be taking Chennai.
Hey,
Yoink.
hey, someone stole my research again.
Yeah, that me.
I
Back
really
to
need to
this
get better
quarantine city.
cybersecurity.
1, 2, and then I'm curing for my third move.
Woohoo!
Let's see, it's
I've been
these.
cured.
Aren't they supposed to stack up when you do that?
Yeah. Hit G.
JR sort of stacked up.
Oh, that'll work.
cut to me about doing a research
And then
paper
for the
for
quarantine,
Shania.
Probably
Yes.
on Skull.
Probably, yeah.
So, boss man, if you look at these numbers in Shania, we would have. Where'd it go? It was just here.
Oh my god!
Holy!
I know what we're doing. We can get rid of blue.
Incredible. Absolutely.
Now,
Iran.
you're on
Iran. Here.
there.
Beijing.
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 Hong
Hong
Kong.
Kong.
Hong Kong.
Oh my god,
Here.
all the red.
Okay,
There are only
so
6 cubes left in the red.
so we have not eradicated Salty until until sometime in the next turn.
Either my turn or Knight.
I think
We will-
Salty and Knight
wait.
can do it.
This is when
that
we should have
means
had. This is when we should have kept the 2 extra turn
2,
cards.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so basically you could move me through Riyadh, Karachi, Tehran, Delhi, and then
And
I would
then-
just move to Kolkata.
As
Yep.
long as something doesn't pop up over here.
That's okay. I'm gonna get the epidemic.
So yeah, that's my turn. So Payne can try because he could pull Atlanta from me.
Yeah, that'd be my whole turn.
To move there.
One,
And pull it.
2, 3. No, wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then I guess I could just I can take one off of Washington or one off Atlanta.
Then he'll have 4 blue.
And then you just gotta draw blue.
Alternatively,
Part of the cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say alternatively you could give, you could try to give stuff to Salty right there, but Salty's gonna be using his turn.
Salty, we're on plan. Well, thing is, we don't want to cure it.
Not yet.
We want to hold off. So
we
But
might
it
as
takes
well.
an action to cure, so it's not like we're gonna accidentally cure it or anything.
yeah.
Yeah, but we also need to balance hand sizes too,
Yeah.
so we don't have to discard a ton of cards.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
but red and black and yellow cards are basically useless at this point. So unless you really need to get around.
all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Do we want one off of Washington or Atlanta? Probably Atlanta, since we don't want that getting anywhere
Yeah.
Yeah,
closer.
they're virtually equal, so
So
probably
we'll do
Atlanta.
that, and it's just like, hey, yoink. How does it feel?
What just happened? Where did we come from?
Who do
Where did
we
we
think
go?
we are?
I forgot everything about Atlanta just
Wait.
now.
All right, here we go.
Alternatively,
Put a double
hang on,
epidemic.
hang on.
Wait, what?
Alternatively, instead of moving at all, he could have just handed his 3 blue cards to you, and you would have had enough to cure blue. Because he can do it remotely with any card without being on the space.
Drew.
And then on your turn, you could cure it after me and Knight eradicate black.
Would you rather do that?
I don't care.
It would
Yeah,
mean
sure.
that you wouldn't be able to cure that one spot off of Washington then, or off
Yeah.
of Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take all of your blue cards and you have an action left.
4. No.
I'm only giving you these if you take this one too.
You promised
It's
me
a
a
package
vacation.
deal.
That's a good catch, Salty.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
I'm gonna go lobby in Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, see if you can get us some funding for next month.
All right, here we go. Epidemic.
Yeah. And the
that
other
was
one?
coming.
Is the other one also at
Shanghai. They're both epidemic cards.
No.
There was a really good chance that was going to be the case.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Algiers.
Algiers. That is exactly what we didn't want to see.
That's fine.
Yeah,
we
that's,
can work with it.
I believe, but still. Salty, don't
3 on
forget
F.
you do have the discard magic. You can move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Oh, you didn't draw
There's
another
3
one yet.
on there.
Oh.
One.
Oh.
Flip.
Yeah, you got it. All right, so just don't draw Algiers again, and we should be fine.
Here we go. Number 1. 1, 2, 3,
Los
4,
Angeles.
5.
Oh, good.
St.
St.
Petey.
Petersburg. Nice.
Hong
Hong
Kong.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Okay, I'll take it. We're down to 5 red cubes.
But we're gonna win in 3
Yep,
turns. Hopefully,
we're right there.
All right.
Okay, so
So what can you guys do?
I can move him here, and then back,
beat
and
Algiers.
then here and here, and then he can move here,
Well-
here, and be done with it. As long as I don't
well,
draw
you can also use Riyadh to jump me back over.
Yeah,
Oh hell yeah, I can.
move him up
So
here.
1, 2, 3, 4 would cure Karachi, Riyadh, this, and yeah.
And then hopefully,
And then I just have to discard this.
hopefully, we don't draw a black card behind Knight at the end of yours.
Well, yeah, as long as it's a one turn away.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Boop.
Oh,
Resilient population.
Yo!
I forgot what this does.
That
We
was
can
the card I
remove
thought
one
was
card.
super cool.
It would have
What?
been.
It would have been, yeah. And
Good.
petty.
So at any time, Salty can play that to take a card out of the discard up here and remove it, and the infection discard, and remove it from the game.
Just get rid of it.
And you may play this between the infect and intensify steps of the epidemic. So you could
To
you
ensure
can
that
remove
you don't draw the
an
next card.
epidemic.
Yeah. When we drew Algiers, you could have been like, and it's
So
not.
like when
not
we
in
when we flipped Atlanta and said, "Oh, we have to draw 3 of 5 cards, and one of them's Atlanta," and I'd been like, "No."
Yeah.
it. No, it's not. Yeah, this is a really bad time to draw that.
I think now you definitely have to discard.
Yeah.
But or just play it. Play that instead of discarding.
Well, what would we get rid of?
Hong Kong.
That just get rid of it for the turn.
Los Angeles.
For this game.
It's for the rest of the game.
Or
for
Ho
the rest
Chi
of
Minh.
this round.
Get rid of Ho Chi Minh.
It's
Yeah,
not
no,
a
it's
discard.
Clarkson.
Only
It's not drawn.
That's the problem. It's only these 3.
Yeah.
But you could do Hong Kong just because we only have 5
I
red
mean, I
cubes
could
left.
just-
And that's not
discard,
quarantined.
I could just discard Kincha here and then use that.
Oh yeah, and then
later.
hold that in case we draw an epidemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and then here we go. Whoop.
Quarantined.
That's a
It is blocked.
quarantine.
Huh.
Yellow. Osaka.
Osaka.
That's fine. And
Huh.
4 left.
Algiers.
Algiers.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
It's-
All right.
1, 2.
1,
three,
2, 3. and
What
I
can you
can do it.
discard?
I can do it because I got Cairo.
He's got Cairo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's your turn.
All right,
Okay,
Knight.
so 1,
1,
2.
2.
I didn't even see the one on Delhi.
There and there.
Boom.
Removed.
We have eradicated
Okay.
Salty.
Now,
All right.
Now we just have to cure blue and we win.
which I have in my hand.
Which, as long as we don't
Elon.
lose right now, we're in really good shape.
Oh,
Okay.
what gets off the bottom of the deck that I'm
Yep.
going to immediately resilient population on?
Or Soul.
Oh,
Oh,
off the bottom of the deck is Johannesburg, so no
yeah,
problem.
please use it on Soul.
All right, I'm using it on Soul.
Because that would cause an outbreak up there.
Good call.
Okay. By the way, how many of those were red? Because we have 4 red disease cubes.
Well, we only have to. Oh, we have
One.
4.
Two.
We're drawing
Two of
4. So technically, we could draw all 4 reds and we still are okay. Holy shit.
If Resident Evil 9 comes
Johannesburg.
out-
What a good bottom draw.
Algiers.
Doesn't matter.
Algiers.
Doesn't matter.
Why do we even
Hong
Kong.
shuffle
Hong
them?
Kong.
We should have skipped them out. We just could have placed them because we had 4 cards there, right?
Osaka.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought there
you know what, you're
I thought it
right.
showed 6.
There was one more than.
Oh, there
4, I
was?
believe.
Okay. LA.
And Los
LA.
Angeles is good.
Okay. Woo! Okay. So that's
Here's
my
your
turn. Well, there's no
You
reason
cure
for me to do anything other than cure blue, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, do you want to see the world?
You
Do you
win.
want to like travel somewhere?
I mean,
before you-
unless you want to like, you could just spend your turn putting down quarantine tokens, and we can wait until these 9 cards run out, and then we'll get 2 upgrades, lose the game, upgrade our funding.
I don't
We're
think
not
that's
going to
what
make
we
it through
wanna
those
do.
9 cards.
Well, we
Because
already,
the
got the
red-
epide- we already got the epidemic,
Well,
so
If anything, it's the 2
red
red
cubes.
cubes running out.
We would all have
yeah,
to
but
be
if
quarantining the
we
hell
would all
out
have
of
to
red.
be running around here.
Yeah, which would be difficult. I don't
But
think it's worth
running out
the
of red-
risk.
The only risk is cities getting worse. So if we just lost because of red cubes, I don't think that would be a problem. No, we
think
can
were
win. I'm
better
fine
off
with it.
curing.
So
I
here's
think
the
we're
thing.
better off just winning.
I don't think we're better off just winning. I actually don't. But what I think is that it's the honest way to play through this. We've already
Yeah.
min-maxed the hell out of it. I think we got to win if we can.
I mean, so
Look at this board.
it,
Yeah.
Fucking Depain.
Hey guys.
we're
I took
going to
him-
be...
You know it's going to
If
get
we
worse.
do take the win now, then we struggle in March for sure. But if we lose and the next game goes to hell in a handbasket, which it's known to do,
Yeah.
then we're
Yeah.
really screwed.
But for the next game, Salty will be easier to cure. And if we can eradicate
Yeah.
EOG, then we can make it so by March we've got 1-2 on all 3.
which would be fantastic. My concern here is more that if we try to gamble this and
we
the
lose.
next game goes poorly,
I don't know.
we're
For once,
really
me and
screwed.
Salty are on the same board.
Salty, that can make you rethink this.
What?
That you and Payne are on the same page.
It just means that even a broken clock has to be right twice a day.
Yeah,
Apparently
and
2 of them.
It's we're aligned. We have formed into our final form. Ow, I just
Salty Pain.
Yeah.
Salty Payne.
That means the virus comes back tenfold and can sort of be cured as we form together as a Megazord.
I do find it a little bit rough that we don't get a second game for winning the first one, because that means we don't get 2 extra.
Yeah, we're
buffs.
missing out on 2 upgrades, and we're going to go into the next month with 2 lower funding.
Yeah, I mean there are penalties for not taking the loss, but
I also got to find out what
There
the
are
heck I'm going to
also
do for the rest
penalties
of the
for
stream.
taking the loss. What did we?
For-
the first loss that we had made it so Payne was uncurable, right?
No,
well,
that
no,
would have happened.
that,
anyway.
that was gonna.
That
yeah,
was-
that
that
was
was
definitely
What did our first loss?
that was a
give us?
scripted event.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean the first loss
We
just
don't
increased
get
our
anything.
funding and
Yeah, when we lose, all it does is increase our funding. And then, now if we lose twice in a month, then we might get something bad. I don't know. But as long as one of our
if we lose
Yeah,
2 in a month, then we don't get the win bonus for the following month.
yeah,
So by winning, we do get the win bonus for the following month, which in this case was removing one of the disease cubes, which did help
yeah, I
us.
think the only penalty to losing here, as long as we make sure that no cities get worse in their revolt stages, their panic level, would be the risk of losing the second game for the month.
That's
Which-
a risk I'm.
You know how much
I'm okay
this
taking
game
it.
this game likes to be an asshole, and
You know what this
I
sounds
feel like we got
gotta leave it up
got
to chat.
incredibly lucky.
Look, chat
got
is the
so
world
lucky
console
on this
right
game.
now. Chat is the world console. Should we try it?
We got so lucky on this game. The thing is, we need to be ready to pull the trigger and finish the game, right? But we were able to drag this one out. Which, by the way, I just want to point out that.
Oh, hold on.
There's
Anyway,
an
hold
option
on.
we may want to do of putting the 3rd mutation on Knight and then 1 on Salty. Because then, if we eradicate Salty 1 more time, we'll have 3 on both.
Oh, yeah.
But we get the 3rd one on Knight right away to make it easier to win games.
It would make it so you could cure it from anywhere. You don't need the research station, but you wouldn't be able to. You'd still have to use your turn, which is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be as smooth on Salty, but getting yellowed to be free draws was massive. Well, I don't know. So here's the thing. If we're staring at the rules, if we're pulling through the rules, then we have to actually play through the rest of this to see how we lose.
The reason that I even bring this up is because I feel like Knight is just gonna, like, at first we were like, oh, what if other diseases get worse and stuff? But it's gonna really suck if it just goes, hey, all of a sudden Knight is the worst disease now, and all those positive mutations you got just get discarded. Which I'm not saying the game won't do. But right now what I'm thinking is D-Pain is just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse while we make it so the other 3 are basically non-issues. And so we need to get to that point as soon as possible, because if D-Pain takes another step or 2 worse and we haven't gotten to the point where these 3 are non-issues, then now we've got more issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't get canceled. I can say whatever I want.
Oh shit, he's mutating already.
He's mutating.
Into my final form.
Well, what do you think, Knight?
I think Knight already told us what he thinks.
I mean, I'm game for whatever. My concern is just that if the game is an asshole on the second round, we're gonna be screwed.
So what's
Do
going to
you
happen
think-
is, what's going to happen is we're going to decide to win this. And then next month we're going to come back and we're going to get real lucky and we're going to win our first March game. And then in April we're going to have 0 funding. and Knight's going to hit its final form, and we're going to just
And
die.
the world is going to go, what happened? And we're going to be like, you fucking took away our funding. Do you see how bad DePayne is?
Hi.
DePayne is bad. And they're going to be like, fake.
How do you know what I got called in high school?
So if we wanna call it a loss, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing to do. To sandbag a win.
I just like the narrative of it.
That we guys, we
we're
are
like-
we're the
You're
team.
standing at the research station with all the stuff you need to develop the cure, and your coworker calls in and is like, "All right, so I just heard from NATO that they're going to decrease our funding if we finish this." So
And I'm sitting looking at the outbreak map and looking at the cure in my hand.
It's like, come on, we can get rid of some of New York. No one will miss them.
Like, I could save lives, but would it only be for now, or
Hey, listen here. We have the biggest outbreak in Washington, okay? Look,
Shadow says it's sad, but you need to lose.
Like resource-wise,
Shadow Viper.
Resource-wise, we get more stuff by
chaos
losing.
control.
Chaos control.
We get more stuff by losing, and we keep our assuming that we win the next game. We
Yeah.
keep our funding level the same as what we ran into
I
it.
love this as a conversation. This is a conversation you guys would yell at me if it came from me, but it came from Salty, so you guys are
not
actually
happy about
considering it.
No,
I wouldn't have yelled at you for it, because
honestly, I would have considered it
is.
from you too, but I would have been like, "What the hell is Payne actually min-maxing a game? I like Trodge."
It's not that min-maxing. I just want to. I also like stacking the deck against myself.
well, this is not stacking
This is the
the deck
opposite.
against yourself would
Hey.
be winning this game.
We don't know that as we said, we don't know what the
So-
second game's gonna be like.
So I think
That's true.
my vote on this is going to come down to, how do we lose? Like, is it going to
So
hurt more
if we-
cities?
If we can spread enough quarantines that it doesn't hurt more cities and we lose either by cubes or by a deck out, then it shouldn't cause any more permanent changes to the board as far as our current rule state. But we don't have it. There might be a rule that pops up in June that's like, hey, count how many games you lost and fuck yourself that many times. Like, we don't know.
That is one thing I'm worried about. Is that late, because the rules are later potentially going to come up and be like, well, you didn't win a lot.
Now, the other factor that we have is March. We're going to have 2 objectives that we have to complete to win the game.
Yeah.
So we might start losing
going into
then.
that. Going into that with
The second
2
objective
funding
is
makes that more
soul.
likely.
We got to take a vacation of soul. That's the second.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to make this choice.
Well, I'm the one who brought it up because I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, I'm over here like, I could go either way.
It's a tough call. Yeah,
'Cause-
Shadow Viper says, but just strategically speaking, you need to lose right here. And Civil says, okay, but like consider this game like a roguelike. You always win when you shouldn't.
This is like
Okay, I don't know which argument that is, Civil.
And
Shall we leave it up to a die?
I
I have a D20 right here.
so
I have
the
multiple
thing is,
D20s.
okay.
I don't know
This-
which side I would rather have happen. I just also know that I don't want to go into April with 0 funding because we got lucky twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that is
But-
a risk too. Okay, so
but
here's
Unlucky. We don't know. The game could seriously be like, all right, guys, here's the go fuck yourself page.
Right.
right.
Guys, if
Oh,
I
Open your
also,
mailbox. I've shipped you
you know what?
dildos.
I'm gonna give you another thing that I didn't consider until just now, Yoji. This card here says draw this card at the end of your first game in February before selecting game up and upgrades. So that could make things easier or harder for our second game. We don't
Yep.
know.
It is probably the card with the win bonus on it, but we don't know until we draw it.
Guys, to be
Oh, yeah.
completely
But
honest,
it's
Okay,
only after
so-
the first game.
the whole reason
Yeah,
I
but you draw it after the first game, and when you win, then you scratch it off. Is
Oh.
what January's did.
the whole
were you
reason
gonna
I
say, Payne?
wanted to go to a second thing is that way it doesn't mess up my YouTube schedule for uploading the VODs.
Wow.
So take that in consideration with my whole argument.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I honestly don't care. I just like making arguments for argument's sake.
Well, no, I'm good with that. That's why we got to figure out as a team what we want to do. I will say, because of how much mystery is in front of us, I don't know what the game's going to decide to do from our history, and because we're keeping track of every win and loss, I think we might end up getting more rewarded later for having won, for having less losses.
Yes.
There's also a good chance that we get nothing from it until after December's over or after we completely tank the game, and then the game's like, all right, here's your scorecard, count these for wins and these for losses. You know.
Yeah.
Well, so part of this is that when you're done with it, you have a effectively unique customized board for Pandemic to play regular Pandemic on with it as well. So like when we're done with the campaign, we can if we wanted to play Pandemic on this board, we can load the save
New
and
Game Plus.
play a game of Pandemic in it. Exactly.
New Game Plus.
So
I will say, like, an argument I would say for winning right here, like, this is pure, like, wow, you play a lot of TTRPGs. In the pure narrative of our situation, we found the cure. We wouldn't wait. Like, our characters, we would cure this.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's like,
absolutely.
and you can tell I play a lot of games where we don't do this, but it's like, if we're creating embodiment of characters, that word, we would cure it.
So the only reason we wouldn't is in January for the first half of the month we got swamped, and they raised our funding, and then the second half of the month we fixed all the problems and they lowered our funding. So then immediately afterwards we go to fix all the problems and went, wait, they lowered our funding last time.
Yeah. So I do think, the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm thinking the gamble is truly just against what the rules are going to do later.
Yeah, we have.
Now I know that this game wants to fully fuck us over at every moment, but
Absolutely.
It also wants to shine a small light of hope from time to time, and having us cling to our previous victories sounds like something it would do.
Yeah.
So having one now, it's a big gamble to say I want more funding, and I'm gonna bet that the rules don't punish me for it.
Question: is the funding just how many yellow cards we get?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but we
So
also,
basically-
after every game we play, we get 2 upgrades, which we've got.
That's a big one.
That one on the medic, the 2 on night disease, and I don't remember what the other one we got one. Oh, the research station in Cairo.
Yeah.
So after this, we'll get 2 more, but if we lose, we'll get 2 more, and then play
Yeah.
another game and get 2 more.
Yeah, like, because right now we're gonna get 2 more. We probably are gonna put 2 positive mutations out. If we played another game, we could also have put a research station down somewhere in red to get there sooner.
Or like, I would love to have that one on the dispatch that lets me not discard a card to fly someone somewhere.
So really, it's the 2 boons that is the more for me than the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although the funding does thin out the epidemic cards a little.
And we say we got real lucky, but we did play all 4 of our funding cards that we got, didn't we?
Oh yeah, I mean we definitely played a lot to get there, but the game also gave us a massive gap between the 3rd and 4th epidemics.
Oh yeah.
That
But, like,
put
we
us in
wouldn't
a
have
really
cured-
good position.
We wouldn't have cured yellow as fast as we did if we didn't have that bonus actions, and we
Yeah.
saved ourselves from some shit with that forecast, and that even though I drew that card way later than we could have used it for Atlanta, we still used it for wherever I used it. I don't remember. Oh, right here, Sol.
Yeah.
So
So we gotta lighten this up with a joke though. So
Okay.
where do baby ghosts go during the day? Day scare centers.
Okay, let's lose this game after
Sorry,
that.
I was trying to
we got to end
I was
humanity
trying
after
to come
that.
up with a good answer to that, and I didn't expect the bad one. My bad.
It's a dad joke book. What do you expect?
Something better.
Listen, I gotta be honest with you. I thought you said goats, and I was real confused. So I think we win it. I think we win it for the narrative of it, because we did win
And
it,
it
also
might end up being the only month that we won on our first go.
we're
Right.
being honest with it. That's something that, by the way, is something I struggle with on stream all the time. Is like, if I was playing this on my own, I'd back up and do something more min-maxy, but since I'm on stream, I have to suffer the consequences of whatever I did.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in Fire Emblem, I lose a character on stream, that character's gone.
That's why I
Yeah.
can't play Fire Emblem. I lose a character, I reset the whole game.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
no.
From the beginning, from stage 1, we don't save.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Like, it's why I can't play those games. My brain's like, they died, and then people are like, well, no, you can put on the mode. It's like, no, if I put on the mode that they live, that's cheating. Like,
But so the way I look at this is the minimum your funding can go to is 0, the maximum is 10.
Yep.
And it
We're gonna
starts
get
at 4. So if we drop it down to 2 going into March, then that means if every month after this, because I would hate, and I know it's probably going to happen at some point, but I would hate to have a month where we just straight up lose. If we get lucky, and I consider being lucky to be win either game. If we get lucky every month and we lose a game and then win a game every month after this, that means our funding is always going to be 2 and 4. You know,
Yeah,
instead of the 4 and 6 that it was for January.
right. But there's also, we could just get super unlucky next round and fuck up some cities and lose.
Yep.
I think we win.
And if we do, we can blame it on the fact that we didn't get 4 upgrades in February.
no, we can blame chat.
No, I meant if we lose this one and play another one for February,
Oh.
we could fuck it up and lose. It's, you know,
But
We can
the
still
thing about that
blame
is,
chat.
Even if we lose twice, if we lose twice per month, that's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck, and I'm gonna hate it. It's gonna bring the mood down. But it does mean we'll get 2 funding upgrades, and we'll still have gotten four bonuses for the month instead of getting 2 and a funding cut. You know?
A win's a win.
Yeah. All right. We win it. We deal with the consequences later. We deal with the upgraded D-Pain later.
I
Yeah.
think it's
There's
also
some
potentially
staring
better for viewing for chat if we
if we
if we
struggle
have
more.
if we have some variance. We had the first game had a lost win. We got a win clean on this one. Maybe next month we'll get another lost win. Have it bounce
It's
around a
really
little.
amusing to me. Pat, I will say Pat did his job, because as horrible as red looks, and the fact that we're only 2 red disease cubes from losing over there, we only had 1 outbreak, and it was in Atlanta, and it was something nobody could have stopped.
I like the quarantine specialist.
Which also means that from now on, I'm putting a quarantine on every one of our research centers right at the beginning.
Just in case.
Just in case. Because if that Atlanta happens
It's a good
again,
call.
we lose it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
Uh,
Let's move.
all right, we win to the game.
draw this card at the end of your first game in February before selecting end of game upgrades.
It is the
There's
win
a win.
bonus.
For any game played in March, after setup and before the first turn begins, add 1 quarantine marker anywhere on the board.
So we start with a free
Nice.
quarantine instead of removing a cube.
You know,
and that's
honestly,
what we would have started with for our second game in February if we'd have done that. Oh no, we wouldn't have. Sorry
No, it's
about
fine. You know what? You know what I would like better, Salty. What would fix these problems for me is if you played 2 games every month, and as long as either one won, you got to win.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just
that would
something
be-
like that, because it's weird to just not
All
have
right.
a second.
But
game.
we're still drawing more
Okay.
cards. Oh, more funded events.
So we get
Oh.
2 more funded event options.
Place a quarantine marker on any 2 cities.
Nice.
And one
One
player,
player,
including the
including the
active, may
active.
discard their current character and replace it with an unused named character. So it has to be someone that someone's played before.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
I
this
like
one.
that.
So yeah, we wouldn't have gotten any downsides for a second game. It would have just been showing us that there's a card and giving us 2 more funding things to pick from. And then the next thing says
Well-
draw just before you set up your first game in March.
Apart from the danger of how we lost and things like that.
With 2 red cubes left and 9 cards left in the deck, I'm pretty sure we
Oh.
could have just held it out.
Right, maybe this time, but we'd have another game we're playing where we might go
Oh.
in
Yeah.
with more unrest
Right, but we would have gone into the next game with 6 funding cards in the deck.
and potentially some rioting.
And not only does 6 funding cards in the deck mean more cool things we can do with them, but it also spreads the the epidemics out further. Now that we're going into the next month with only 2 in there, the epidemics will come faster.
You have made your case. You clearly want us to lose.
Oh, I actually don't. I just think it's the better call.
Let's see.
It makes more sense from every angle. It's just I don't want to lose.
There's one angle it doesn't make sense from, Salty. The one angle it doesn't make sense from is the biggest call for me, which is we don't know what the rules are going to do.
Right.
You said yourself that it could just be like, guess what? Night is now the disease. But it could also say, guess what? Have an outbreak every turn for every game you've lost.
Yep.
It could do that. We don't know.
And then we would lose immediately.
I have a feeling that it'd probably be like the panic levels. Depending on what panic level it is, those cities start off with whatever color the pip is in there.
Maybe.
That's definitely potential.
Like to whatever stage it is.
Yeah, the panic levels are what I'm really worried about, which is why when I saw that we had an opportunity to lose without gaining them, I was like, that's worth considering.
Oh, well,
I don't
we'll
like
out.
when a game punishes you for winning.
Yeah, agreed.
But I also...
My research!
I'm
Again!
I'm assuming we're not keeping that research station on Jakarta.
We get, what is it? We get 2 things?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 things that we get.
Which we're probably
Where do
going
we
to
see
put
that again?
3 on Night and 1 on Salty.
Where do we see that again?
Let me...
Game winning bonus. Okay. Game end. If you win the game, you get the bonus for next month. Start your next game at the beginning of the next month. Funding level is cut. Record your new funding level. If you lose the game, if this is the first time the month has been played, you must try the month again. If not, move to the next month. Your funding level is increased. Record your new level. Either case, choose 2 upgrades, clear the board of all game pieces, discard all city cards. These reset. Do not put any legacy cards back in the legacy deck, even if playing the same month, just continue where you left off. If playing the same month again, your mission briefing and objectives are the same.
Yep.
Yeah, wait till we get
and
roll
then-
sticker W.
We can choose 2 upgrades. Unfunded events, select an event sticker to add to a city card. Oh, that's right. So we could play a city card as an event.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Starting
those.
research station, but we have to put it where we had one.
Where the one was, yep.
Character upgrades. Each character has room for 2 upgrades other than the generalist, and that's one of our choices, or positive mutations.
If you've eradicated a disease, yep. And then rule sticker W. So there'll be more things that we can pick eventually.
Looks that way.
Ooh.
So we have an option of putting permanent research at Jakarta, or I think that, or we put 2 of the positive mutations. And
I'm thinking the
I would
positive
lean
mutations.
towards the
We
positive
went out of our
mutations.
way to get these,
Yeah.
so I think we should do them.
So do we want 3 and 1 on Night and Salty? That way we don't
if we do
have
3 and 1 on Night, okay, so here's the thing. I like where your head was at with 3 and 1. That way we only have to do that one more time. But with Night getting 1, 2, and 3, us not getting rid of that as soon as we fucking can is dumb. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
those free draws are great.
So in my head, I think 3 is the goal. And
Yeah, 3 is really good.
having 1
Like-
means that a single game could put you at 2 and 3.
So I think that I think I agree with you, G. The better call would be to put the 3rd one on Night and then the 1st one on Salty. And then if we manage
Also-
to eradicate Salty again, then we put 2 and 3 on that.
That means every game needs to start with us attempting to cure Night and eradicate it immediately, so that
yeah, I mean that's
we get free
want to do
draws.
that anyway, just for the free draws.
Yeah, and since we want to do that anyway, that one just seems good.
The other side of that, though, is by putting the 1 and 3, that just makes Night easier to eradicate and go further if we wanted to.
If we wanted
Or
to, but the
if we
4th one's
do-
kind of shit.
If we
What was
do
the
1
fourth
and
one?
2
Yeah, what is the fourth
here,
one?
suppressed. When you treat,
It gives
remove all
everybody
creatures
the
of color.
treatment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is.
I'm
this
not
is
saying we
strong,
shouldn't
especially
do 4.
before.
I'm not saying we shouldn't do 4. I'm just saying that 1, 2, and 3 on all 3 diseases is more important than 4 on any of them.
What
You
are
know?
the character upgrades Oh, there's the bag.
Oh yeah.
One is
Let's
what
see.
Knight has with the.
Local connections. There's
Forecaster, at the start of your turn, look at the top 2 infection cards.
that's nice.
That's really good, but there's only one of it, so only one person could have it.
Do not gain a scar if you're in a city when it outbreaks is pretty. It'll be okay for the quarantine specialist, maybe, but I don't
Pilot
know.
is the one that I would want on.
Do not
on
discard a
my-
card when taking a direct flight. Show the card and return it to your hand. That is very good for you, but you also you don't have to use that to move 2 people because you can move somebody to each other. But it does
Right.
help. It does help.
It means that I could use any card in my hand to move anybody to that place if it came up, like
Increase
without
your
having to
hand
worry about
limit.
discarding it.
Increase your hand limit by 1 card would be good for the scientist. For an extra, discard a card to draw a card of the same color from the player discard pile.
That seems kind of useless. I mean, I could see situations where it'd be useful, but it's
Yeah.
not like great.
We could find
Well, so the-
situations for it, but for
Does
one of
that-
our 2 bonuses.
Right.
So the situation where that makes it really good is if you have unfunded events.
oh right. If you stick an event on a blue city, and then I'm like,
Okay.
oh, just discard this blue city to draw that.
And let me
Without
look at the events.
unfunded events, I don't know that it's great, but having the
Look at
the
as
unfunded
many
events is strong.
infection cards as the current infection rate do not change their order. The person who plays this card may discard up to 3 city cards, removing 1 cube matching the color of each card from anywhere on the board. It doesn't say treat. That could be done with red, I think.
Oh.
Looks like it.
And remove 1 disease cube anywhere on the board.
So we'll probably get more of these that'll be really good. But for now, I'm not really loving any of them. I mean, they're not bad. The grassroots one is kind of like, so you have to play the card and then discard up to 3 city cards. So you'd be dropping 4 cards out of your hand all at once.
But honestly, I think that one is more cute than useful, and I think because I think you're right. If you're playing long enough that everybody has a bunch of cards, and then you do something like cure, like EOG, everybody could start discarding. You play that one and discard a bunch of EOG cards to try and eradicate it. But the thing is, we're handing cards around like maniacs. We're never getting to a point where everybody has a bunch of EOG cards until right at the end of the game.
I think so. My inclination would be either 1 and 2 on Salty, or 1 plus Pilot for Salty's character.
So we only have to eradicate Salty once more to be able to get to 3.
Yeah, and I think the 1/2, being able to basically discover the cure anytime
Is really good.
Yeah,
especially
it's,
with Payne playing the researcher.
Yeah, it not being on your turn is I think, like being able to do it without being at a research station, without using an action, not even being your turn is just the best. Like, I think 1 and 2 is huge, and then 3 is real good, and then 4 is meh. Is not bad, but
4 turns this
3 is
everyone into the
good.
medic.
It's just not.
Right.
Yeah, it's basically the medic for that disease. Which, yeah, if I'm playing the medic, that's great, but I may not have the medic all the time either, and having that for that one disease also means that now that one can be cleared by anyone pretty easily. And that's also pre. Bye. That's also pre-cure that works on as well. So a city gets out of hand on that disease, that can be cleared up.
And I think that like our next goal should be trying to get 1 and 2 on EOG as well. And like,
yes.
if we get to a point where we're like, oh, we didn't manage to get that, but we eradicated one of these 2, then you can be like, all right, put a 3rd one on that and give a character an upgrade or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I can be on board with that.
Yeah, having the 1 and 2 is a dramatic difference in the curability and eradicatability of that disease. Like you saw how much of a difference that made for eradicating me.
Yeah, we got rid of Knight.
versus-
No problem.
Yeah, like what, 1 round around the table and it was eradicated, I think, 2 maybe.
I think it was like 1 round around the table, and we already had our plan. And by the second time around the table, it was gone.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-oh.
and getting it to where it's
It'll
only
come
going
back
to take 3
eventually. I see
cards is going to be real nice. Or getting it to where it only takes 4 cards would be real nice. To make that faster, but not like necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Not
I
necessarily
kinda-
yet.
I kind of wish that some of the upgrades felt more exciting.
I think
Like,
it
the
feels like they'll
upgrades-
have more impact as we go. It's
I
just
feel
right
I feel like that 1-2 punch thing was exciting when we first put it on night.
Yeah.
And then we played
I'm-
our game and it was awesome. And now we're like, we just got on a 2nd one. But once we get on an EOG2, then it's gonna be exciting all over again because it's gonna be like the whole board. We can just fucking care. Like,
I'm more talking
Yeah.
about the character upgrades. Like the local
Oh.
connections upgrade on the medic was awesome, but it's like the only one. Like even
Yeah.
pilot, I think is good, but I don't think it's like incredible. I think the local connections on medic is incredible.
I could also see local connections
fair.
on the quarantine specialist might also be good because that way you could just, if you were at Ho Chi Minh, you could do the one wherever and then one where like in a small radius.
It
Well,
wouldn't.
local
It doesn't
connections is
like
only
the
treat
quarantine.
disease.
Oh, is it only?
Yeah, it's only for
It's only
it's
cure.
only for
It's
treat.
treat disease.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
the big-
that-
Yeah, I mean the big thing that makes that so powerful for the medic is they remove all of one color.
Yeah, but who knows what could possibly come up in later games, like for, as you guys been saying, like potential upgrades and stuff. Like, I don't know. It also, like, this is their first one, right? The first Legacy game that they ever made.
Yes, I think so.
So it would
This
be,
is-
if we wanted to do
This-
season 2, it would be interesting to see like what they learned and if like, because there's no errata for this.
right.
Yeah.
And so it's like this might be good, and then they might have learned like, okay, this may or may not work out as well.
Uh-oh.
But
It just disconnected me.
Oh.